Couple of.
Is someone eating? I can hear, or is someone typing?
Oh, that was
I
typing.
think
Sorry.
somebody's typing.
Is it? I think we're good. I think we're on.
We're on?
I think
We're
we are on.
Hey, we're here. We did it.
That's
Yeah.
the best opening ever.
I know, dude.
I think we're on.
This is how I start my every live stream.
This
When I
is-
stream gameplay, it's like, I
Yeah.
think we're live.
I think we're live.
I remember I used to do that all the time. Oh man, because it'd be
Go
like
in the chat, let us know
and
if we're
welcome
live.
to the VR CruCast. That's right, we're live and we are here for you. This is going to be an amazing show, and we are so happy to have you. Everyone, please welcome the creator of the VR CruCast, Gamertag VR.
Nice
That's how
job.
you do it. That's how you do it, GT. All right.
That's how you do it.
I'm good. Yeah, I should have done that. Welcome back to the VR CruCast. Thank you for joining us again. Just want to get it out of the way that I do apologise for the even frequency of the show. I do intend to be better this time round, all the way up to Christmas. There is going to be one show missing in December because I've got to do some travelling. But apart from that, this show should be good all the way up till Christmas. I want to welcome my co-host. First off, we got Eric Masher from Q2C. How you doing, dude?
What is going on, GT? How you doing, man?
I am very well for an email I got about 6 hours ago, but I want to talk about that in a little while.
Oh, nice.
Very excited about that. Next up, we got Alex VR from Between Realities. How you doing?
Yo, I'm really good, man. I'm missing you already, and you too, Masher. But I see you all the time. You don't get to see GT all the time. We just got to spend some time together in Salt Lake, and I loved it. It was great, man. So
Do you see
yeah,
each
it
other
was
all the
awesome.
time?
Yeah, it
How do you see each other so much?
We always go to events in the States together, so
Oh.
like he's just like, okay, well, there's the next event. I'm like, okay, no, I'm not gonna go. And then like 2 weeks before it, I'm like, okay, shit, I gotta go. Let me get a plane ticket, let me get an Airbnb. So yeah, we've seen each other like I mean, I don't know, a lot of times. It's
Yeah,
great.
we met at the airport in Utah, and Alex, and we walked up and we gave each other a hug, and he's like, I don't even know if I want to hug you anymore. It's like not a special thing when I see you
No.
anymore.
I will always want to hug you, sir. I will always want to.
The relationship has now become complacent.
That's it.
It's a little sus to me. Just gotta be honest.
That does sound sus.
Oh,
Yeah, we
no.
do need to talk about that for sure.
We will.
Next up, we got Sadliest Bradley. How you doing, dude?
I'm sleepy. Hello.
Bless
Hello.
you, man. Bless you. Dropping all these.
I love VR.
So sadly, it's Bradley. We would like you to stay and watch the show, obviously, but he's just dropped probably another amazing breaking video. Tell us about your newest video, Bradley, just quickly.
Yeah, that headset that HTC has been teasing for 2 months and probably will continue another 2 months teasing. I just spilled the beans on it. So
Oh,
Nice.
Damn,
Well,
bro. Damn.
Maybe you'll reveal a little bit of your findings on the show today. Obviously, I know you just made a video,
absolutely.
but we can talk about it a little bit.
yeah, anything for sure.
$10,000
That's it.
enterprise.
But they'll show it on
yeah.
a rotating table. That'll look super cool.
I just want to say, I lost like all faith in their marketing, especially on Twitter, because the trackers, I'll never forget the trackers. And everyone was like, everyone went crazy. I remember there was actual like VR videos, VR news videos about this headset that was possibly coming, and it ended up just being a tracker. And then I think did they do that with the Flow as well?
The
Something-
lip tracker.
Yeah.
The lip tracker.
Ooh,
No, this
who
was
doesn't
just
want
a
a lip
tracker. I'm
tracker?
pretty sure it was just a tracker or something. I can't really remember. But it
It
wasn't.
was a lip tracker.
It wasn't. It wasn't as good as it should have been. Next up, we got Roots. How you doing, man? From Virtual
doing good.
Strangers.
Doing really good, actually. I just spent the last day and a half in Walkabout Mini Golf. As I figured I was going to go into Mist, right? We're going to go into Mist and check it out. It comes out tomorrow. And I got a Mr. Task Pro Swing Plus Doodad, whatever it's called, Mash. I don't know.
Yeah,
And,
Doodad sounds good.
Yeah, Doodad. That's Task. Gotta love that. And it was so amazing that I ended up going through all the courses, like unlocking hard. I've spent more time in that game. And really, this is the secret: is like, I don't want to suck on the next video. Like, but no, that attachment has made a huge difference, and it makes it to where you actually have a solid full swing, right? Like a normal putt swing, and it works really well. So
I think I know what you're on
So-
about. Who is this? Hello Reels golf clubs.
No, it's Mr. Tass. Here, I'll show you.
Mr. Who?
What is
Mr.
that?
Tasselhoff.
Hello, real. What is that? We're all about Mr.
Mr.
Tass over here, bro.
Mr. Tasselhoff accessory. So
Oh, wow.
So literally, I'm holding on my left here, and I mean, it really gives a solid feel. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would make a big difference, because I was telling people the last video, like I would just grab my wrist, right? Oh, that's the same thing. It's not the same thing,
No.
especially for somebody that grew up playing mini golf my whole life as a kid. It made me enjoy this game, and it also, this is the thing. I thought Walkabout Mini Golf was amazing before, but it made me realize how dead on the physics are, because when you have the actual club, like I can't feel a difference, man. Like I didn't feel, I kind of felt, I chalked it up to the game, me sucking before, but no, it was just not having the club.
So when you use the clubs, because I've got one that I tried to use, but I didn't realize it was a thing in the menu that you have to, it has to work out. It has to like shrink the touch controller, doesn't it, or add a distance? Because otherwise you'd be holding the controller on the floor.
No, but see, that's what the beauty about the Walkabout Mini Golf is it adjusts, like the golf, it'll extend the club
That's
if you
what I
stand
meant.
a little bit further back.
Yeah, that's
it'll
what I'm saying.
automatically
Yeah.
extend it either way. So
Yeah, you could put an inch off of the floor if you wanted to. Like you just put it all the way down there, and there it is. Yeah, it'll just dynamically change the length of the club based on how far from the floor you are.
Okay.
Mhm.
yeah,
I need to try
But
that
it-
again. I need to try
it's
it.
amazing. I recommend it to anybody that's on the
Roots.
fence.
So did you play the Mist DLC?
I did not. I didn't like
Oh, thank
Masher
God.
did. I did. Yeah, I wanted to go. I was tempted. I was like, man, if I could play this thing first and then go in there knowing all the courses, but that's cheating. But I did go
Well-
in like Mash did and just look at the overview map and stuff. And I can't say anything until tomorrow.
Okay. Did you play Mist back in like 1993 when that was like game of the year, like way back then?
I played it back. Well, see, my parents played it. It was kind of a cool thing because my parents played it together and I played it kind of with them, right? And so I didn't really, I was like a 17 or something, 18. Actually, I was 19. And so I kind of hung out and watched them play a little bit.
Nice.
But I did play in VR really for the first time. And that game's magical. And I can't wait to play it later. We are playing it later, right? Sometime we're filming something. I'm
Yeah,
assuming?
tonight.
Okay.
Nice. I remember Mist as like being the. It was a real graphical showpiece back on PC because it was all pre-rendered stuff, click and point.
Big
It looked
time.
incredible back in the day.
I will never forget how I felt as a young kid. I mean, if it came out in 93, I was born in 87, so I must have been like, well, I was older than that. I must have been in 9 or so, maybe 10 years old when I was playing that game. And I beat the first level as a kid. And
Oh, wow.
I'm so proud of myself. I felt like a fucking genius. I was like, how did I figure this out? Like hours and hours and hours of running around that first island, and I managed to get off of it, and I'll never forget it.
Did you go back to school the next day,
clutch.
like keep putting your hand up to answer the questions, and you just kept getting them wrong? Well, what's happened?
I was already doing that. I was already, answering every question, right? I mean, come on,
Nice.
Ironically, adults in 2021 couldn't get past that first level
It's
in
tough.
VR.
It's tough. You got to spend a good amount of time running around
And you're
like,
smart, bro.
putting things together.
And last
If you
but
were,
not
did
least,
that as a kid,
I need
that's
to
good.
introduce Wes because he's just sitting there.
Oh,
waiting.
Wes.
No
Last, but by no
introduction.
means
Yeah,
least, he's not unimportant. He's super important. He's one of the greatest guys in the community. Is Wes from Virtual Strangers. How are you doing, sir?
I am amazing. A lot like Brad.
I love it. I'm amazing.
I'm sleep deprived. Haven't slept for like 2 weeks or something like that. But tonight I will sleep like a baby because I know when I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna be placing my order, bro, and I am happy about that.
oh,
You're
Hell
not gonna
yeah.
wait? I thought you were gonna wait till the 18th, like the last day.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till the last minute. Can't be first, be last. I told you that yesterday.
man, I got the email today, and like
I think a lot of people did.
You know, when you have a bit of a crappy day or whatever, it didn't matter. As soon as that email come through, I was like, oh my god.
All of a
Dude,
sudden, it's
I
the
was in a
best day
business
ever,
meeting.
right?
I was legitimately in a business meeting, and I just happened to peer down on my phone, and I did one of these. Woohoo! And I looked up, and I'm like, oh fuck, man, there's like 5 people looking at me. I'm like, oh, sorry guys, just
Well, I
got
was a
my
little bit-
email.
I was a little bit more guarded in my reaction because if you'll remember yesterday, they sent out a fake, like here's your exclusive chance to register, it said.
Oh, I saw
And,
that.
Yeah,
Jimmy
I got all
Bowers, I think it
excited
was.
and rushed into my email. I was in the middle of a show. I stopped everything. I was like, here it is. We finally got it. And then it wasn't it. And I was mad. I was ready to go, and I started threatening people. It was bad.
Just
Yeah, it
annoying,
was
right?
bad.
I wouldn't have eaten this American king size Kit Kat if I'd have
Damn.
got that email 5 minutes earlier. Do you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Do you understand where I was emotionally?
Yeah.
That's
You're just throwing everything away. You were just getting it was just over, and then you're like just eating chocolate, and then all of a sudden, bam, there's the VR headset, and like the sun crests over the mountains through the clouds.
this headset
God's
means
rays.
more to me than anything else I think in VR, and I'm sure it does to certain people.
This
in
is kind of the
group.
pinnacle of what we've done so far for guys like us that started on PlayStation VR and all of the what that's meant for our life since then.
Yeah.
To finally be coming into the next generation of it after year. I mean, this thing should have been out 3 years ago. After years and years and years of waiting, it really is a special event, and I feel like it truly is moving into the next generation, not just for PlayStation VR, but for people like us, the enthusiasts.
Well said. I agree with that. I think a lot of us can relate to what you just said. Most of us here on the show started with PSVR, I think, at least half of us, and millions of other people out there who had a PlayStation VR, fell in love with it, and then got the Oculus Quest, and then got PCs, and now, here we are like in VR land. So yeah, I think you're right, Wes. I think the PlayStation VR 2 definitely represents kind of a, I don't know, like a milestone for us as
It's
Going
PlayStation
full
VR
circle.
owners.
We're coming
Yeah.
home. We're coming home.
It
Yeah,
is, but
man.
it's funny how much on the other side, how much disdain is out there for this headset, and people thinking that the lack of games and the cord and the price, like
Oh,
we
there's a
all think
cord?
it's
There's a
oh
cord?
god, oh my
I'm
god,
out.
forget it.
I'm
Forget it.
out.
Forget it. But yeah, I mean the people on the other side of the aisle are almost as vocal, and I think almost as excited to shit on it as we are all to like fall in love with it. So there's a lot of people that just don't give a shit. Like there's so many people that are like, what?
Do you know what I was
Resident
thinking?
Evil 8
They
in
will.
VR, who cares?
They will care.
I was trying to think the other day. I mean, I know PSVR Out Pro has stayed PSVR, but a lot of us are VR enthusiasts, like in the whole thing. Like if it's VR, you're interested regardless. And I think your audiences are built on that. Like if you were celebrating PSVR on a PSVR channel, everyone's gonna be excited, everyone's gonna be happy. But if you're a multi-format or VR enthusiast channel, there's gonna be I think what we've got now is actually healthy. I think it's right that people should be skeptical. They should be skeptical of a cable, because fucking virtual desktop is incredible. It is incredible. When you think back to what we had on PSVR, like a year ago or more, we can play VR wirelessly in that quality. It is amazing, and I get it. I do get the skeptics, but I do think it's the games library and the lack of messing around that's going to come with it. When you want to play a PCVR mod, and you've got people out there, they're scared of even using side quests to install APKs and stuff. You're going to get a PlayStation, you're going to turn it on, boom, you're going to be in there. And I think that is what will eventually win everyone over.
Yeah, I think this headset is going to actually inspire a whole new wave of content creators just like us. Like a lot of us didn't have YouTube channels before the PlayStation VR came along, and then we're like, oh, holy crap. Okay, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm going to contribute wherever I can. And I feel like the PlayStation VR and then both Quests have done that. The Quest 1 came out, people bought a Quest 1, they're like, whoa, Beat Saber, I'm starting a YouTube channel. And same with the Quest 2, like lots of Quest 2 specific channels that popped up as a result of that headset hitting the market. I think the PlayStation VR 2 is going to be similar. A lot of people have PlayStation 5s just waiting for this accessory to come along to augment their experience and have no idea what they're about to get themselves into. And then they're going to play, I don't know, a Horizon or Firewall or whatever it is, and get hooked just like we did, and then go start channels. So I am excited. I'm excited to see who comes and joins us once this PlayStation VR 2 comes out.
Dan Kitty VR wants to know, will PSVR Frank come back? And I got to say, I would absolutely love that. And I know you feel the same way, GT, right? Because he inspired you to go on to do what you did the same way he did me. Wouldn't it be cool if PSVR Frank just came back for one show only? I know Frank's gone and lost forever. Wouldn't it be cool if Frank did one more show to
That would be
commemorate
cool.
the launch of PSVR.
I reckon if I push it, I could probably get him on here. To talk
Oh, you
about
should.
PSVR
You
2.
should.
If that takes him away from finishing Firewall Ultra, you better not, because I want him working hard to get that fucking game out. I want it as a launch title. It better come.
I just remember that guy, like he was an entertainer. That was the difference. Like he had a persona. I'm not even sure if that's his real name. Like,
Had a fat tie. He had a real fat
Yeah.
tie.
and I remember, was it what was the music video he did when he celebrated like 3,000 subs or 1,000 subs? It was a Fatboy Slim music video where the guy flies around in the hotel. Oh, what was it called? God damn
Oh, was it
Killer
the
something,
one?
Was it?
Was it like the music video with Christopher Walken where he's like
Yes.
dancing around?
Yes.
Like,
Mm.
oh yeah, I forget what that song is called.
I'm sure it's something killer.
Someone in the chat has it.
Yeah, so he did that to celebrate a certain amount of subscribers, and I loved it, dude. Like personally, it's weird on my channel today. I hardly ever dream of just like, I'm just gonna go live, sit in my car and talk to people. He used to just do that in his truck outside work, and
Weapon of choice is what it's called.
weapon of choice. That's it. Sorry, yeah.
Boom.
I was always chatting to that geezer. He was amazing.
Dude,
He was
PlayStation
amazing.
VR or PSVR Frank actually inspired me to get involved too. And it's not actually because I loved his content. Truth be told, I was not a huge fan of the content. But it was when he got hired by First Contact. I was like, whoa, you can go from having a YouTube channel to having a job in the industry. Done.
Yeah.
Done. And that was it. That's when I turned the camera around, started Alex VR, like got the whole thing. It was when Frank got hired. I was like, that's
Oh,
my favorite
wow.
game.
I didn't know that.
Like, yep, that's my favorite game. And this guy who has a YouTube channel just got hired by them. It's like, I can do that. I can make a YouTube channel. Like I can get involved. And that's exactly what I did.
That's awesome. I didn't.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. So just quickly, who inspired you guys, like in general? I mean, I think PSVR Frank was, he was the one who made me realize that possibly like people were talking about PSVR at the time. And who else here?
For me,
Yeah,
VR Roundtable inspired me. Anthony,
Ooh, that's a good one.
Steve,
Oh,
Gary,
Anthony.
Immerse
What
Robot,
happened
Chris.
to Anthony, dude? What happened to him? Where is he?
I think he just stepped away from the industry for a while. I don't know. I don't know.
he's having troubles. He's having problems like most content creators do when they go through that slow thing of I'm not growing yet. I'm really
Yeah.
trying, and you either walk away and have a break, come back all new, or I imagine some people walk away and go, do you know what? I'm really glad that I walked away and I'm not going back. So maybe
Some
that's what
people
it
feel
was.
like they gave it their shot and they didn't get where they wanted. I personally think that you just focus on the content and enjoy it, and the growth will come eventually. Or if it doesn't, it should never have been. Sink or swim. Not in his case. I mean, I think he was one of the best in that. I loved watching him. So.
When he
That
was-
dude could carry a show all by himself, man. Like
when he
just
was in good
all by
form,
himself.
When he was
Yep.
in good form, I remember coming across his channel, and I thought he was incredible, like really incredible. One of the best. And it was weird. The numbers or the subscribers never reflected his persona and how good he was. I think some people feel that, if you've only got a certain amount of subs, a certain amount of views, that then reflects on numbers, or in some way. So you think, oh, people probably don't think I'm any good or anything like that. I thought he was great, dude, and I'd watched him all the time, and the rants were incredible.
How many people succeed in anything, like any industry, after going at it for like 10 years of not seeing anything, and then you get that break and it blows up. Some people get the break right away. It's just believing in yourself enough and then waiting for that break to happen, and it will if you're good.
They talk like they say it's like 10 years. They waited 10 years to get somewhere.
Wow.
When I hear that, I think, wow, like I don't know. I've been doing it 5, I think, or 6, and I feel like I've been doing it ages, let alone 10 before anyone even give a fuck.
Right. Well, I think it really boils down to intention with this kind of thing. Like you have to focus on what your initial intention was, like when you got started in all of this, and make sure that you're contributing positive energy towards what your intention is. Like if your intention is to blow up on YouTube, then maybe the VR space isn't the best choice for you because VR is not the most popular thing on YouTube. You know what I mean? So what's your intention? Is your intention to make yourself known in the VR space? Is it to provide information to people? Like whatever that is, focus on that. And then the rest should just kind of come. But if it's when like the wires get crossed, when like maybe your initial intention was this, but now all you're doing is looking for this, then it kind of like starts to become these like, I don't know, like conflicts,
I think Bradley's got quite a good story, really. I mean, he started out, I guess, in the traditional sense of showing gameplay. That's what he probably thought worked, and YouTube rewarded that, actually, which would have made you thought that's what you had to do anyway. So, yeah, tell me about your journey in the content creator space.
Yeah, I didn't watch any VR content creators. In fact, I was pretty new to VR right when I got my first headset. As Eric Harley said in chat, I got to go to a Valve event, and they gave people that went to that event free Vive pre-kits.
Wow.
And I remember when I got it, I feel like they also let a message, they put a personalized message feel free to post videos or whatever on YouTube or whatever. There's no NDAs or anything. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll post some gameplay videos. And really from there, it was just the Vive subreddit was always because no one had the headset back then, right? So the Vive subreddit, we're just watching all this stuff, and they were like, Brad, this game's coming out to Vive. Can you do a video on it? And I didn't talk in these videos or anything. I was just kind of posting them just for Reddit and see what the game's like and stuff. And it blew up, and I was like, oh frick. Is this a thing I can do? Am I gonna like this? I don't know. Let's just see how it goes. And almost 7 years later, here I am. So.
And now you have the most watched live streams in VR.
Tell us
YouTube.
about your
crazy,
numbers,
man.
dude. I was hearing this.
I don't know why people like watching my live streams. I think they just like watching an awkward kid babble about things passionately.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
No, I'm very I still am. My brain still can't understand. I look at my viewer, especially the Connect stream. I was expecting maybe I'll get 500 viewers for that, and it was 2 to 3K viewers for that stream.
Do you know what's so
That's
good, dude?
nuts.
It's so good that you probably don't understand it, because that is what will keep you humble, and
Right.
you just keep doing what you're doing, and that's what people like. That's why people like you, probably. That's great.
Yeah.
I think there's something to that, because my videos are definitely not mass appeal. I don't design them to be mass appeal. They're actually I get messages all the time from people saying your videos are just so boring, but I'm addicted to them. And I'm like, oh, me too. I like talking in front of a camera and not putting too much effort. I just like talking about the technology. So
Do you know what that says to me? That says to me they watch for you, not your editing.
Yeah.
They watch for
Dude,
you.
It's and if you ask me, it's just that your shit. You can speak very, very confidently about hardware. You know what you're saying. There's a lot of people out there who share information and are regurgitating information or kind of saying what they heard over here,
That's
but you
correct.
know what you are saying. And I think people really respect that. You have such confidence in your ability to share the information.
I do my best.
So anyway, about that information, HTC
Yeah, right?
Vive.
Yeah, give us some
That
info.
rolls in
Yeah. What do
nice.
you got?
Yeah, so again, just to shield myself a little bit, I did post a video, so if you want to go more detail, it's only 10 minutes long, which is actually incredibly short for my videos. But yeah, basically what they're doing is they are combining their Flow, which was a pretty awful product, with a Focus, which was a non-consumer product, and they're trying to make a under $1,000 product that can be standalone, or you can take off the battery off the back, and it'll have this daughter cable that you can plug USB-C, a super lightweight thing to a PC or something, I guess. And it's way better than the first Flow. It's actually what the first Flow should have been. It's I don't know. What do you want to know about it? Let's go with that. I
don't really understand.
Does it have controllers?
Oh yeah. Apparently they're
It's
using
definitely
the
better.
Focus. Yeah, sorry. They're using the Focus 3 controllers right now, is what I've been told. So.
Can it play Squingle?
Yes. With your
Probably.
hands.
I'm sure that'll be yeah. I'm sure it will. But
I like the fact that they're getting rid of that. If they take the battery out, that means that you don't need the power, because that's I played a lot of Walkabout. Well, my battery wasn't fully charged, and I got it plugged in to my thing, and it still drains. Like, you know what I mean? Using it as a PCVR headset, it's still gonna drain to some extent, and I don't like that. I just want to. If I'm using my Quest 2, it shouldn't even matter about that battery, right? So.
I could not. That's like probably my greatest rant overall with this Quest Pro product that's sitting here on my desk, and I look at it very disdainfully because I just want to plug it in and just play it without freaking battery notifications within like an hour or two. It's freaking obnoxious. And like what pisses me off about, I'm not gonna get too off track here, but like what pisses me off is it could have been avoided. It's just the company who makes these things, they don't want to spend an extra $2 per unit to give the ability to the user. So yeah, agreed.
Damn.
So is
bro.
anybody going to buy this headset, the Vive?
I think
Eric?
you'll have a market more than their other recent headsets, to be honest. Like it's super like thin form factor. Like there were people that were interested in the Flow, but then they were like, what the heck do I do with this thing? There's like no use cases for it, to the point where now they're just like partnering with Audi and being like, oh, you can sit in the back seat of a brand new Audi vehicle and have special experiences. And people are like, okay, cool. I can buy a $60,000 car to make my HTC Vive Flow useful. Like, wow, cool. But yeah, now it's like, you know, it could be a standalone headset, and this is actually the most interesting thing about it. And I say this in the video. So everyone knows that the Quest 2 and the Pico 4, they use the XR2 Gen 1 chip, which, you know, is like 3 years old at this point. And the Quest Pro basically uses a like spit shine version of that chip. But I keep getting told that this new HTC headset might have a way faster chip than the Quest 2 processor. Ooh. So I'm wondering if they're going to be one of the first headsets to get that Gen 2 chip, which is going to be in the Quest 3 as well and other headsets. But the way this could be timed, they could be like the first headset with that brand new chip that's like double the power of the Quest 2.
Interesting though, isn't it? Because I mean, their store is Steam, isn't it? Really? I mean,
they have, yeah. I mean, the truth is, the people that are buying it, if it does plug into a PC, they're going to be using it with Steam. I know they're probably going to try to push their own platform, but like,
yeah.
This is kind of my complaint with HTC, or not really just HTC, but a lot of companies, Pimax too. Like, if you don't have the money to build out your ecosystem with software, there's no point to be standalone, in my opinion. Like, you're not going to compete with Pico by Dan's, who has thousands and thousands of dollars to throw developers to port their stuff to your platform. So I don't know. I'm not very confident they're going to be able to be a successful software ecosystem. And I think they're probably going to know that. I think they're going to price their hardware to make a profit, as always, because that's the only way HTC can make money. So
it's a shame because they have the infrastructure for it. Like Viveport's pretty good, and it does support standalone. But to your to what you were saying, you know, where's Demio? Where are all these amazing standalone titles that Pico and Oculus share, but aren't on Viveport as of today?
Well, Viveport's been hiring. You know, they scooped up Jamie and Xena both from Upload, and I'm assuming that that's for a reason. So maybe they're getting ready to have some new product launch or a bunch of new somethings. You know, that'd be nice.
They've already started their push for games. I can tell you that. They've reached out to many developers, and some developers are already developing for this new HTC. So they're already out there pushing hard, and they do have some clout, more than Pimax. Maybe even a little bit more than Pico.
That's not hard,
yeah, but maybe even a little bit more than Pico. But you guys laugh. There are several games that have already signed with Pimax without even having an SDK. So yeah, I mean, everybody laughs at Pimax, but they already have titles that are people are already signing on without an SDK, without dev kits. People are signing on with Pimax. So if you come out as Viveport Infinity and you already have a thriving store to put things on, you're way more apt to go there. So I think they'll fill their catalog fairly quickly. My problem is hardware. To me, they still haven't proved that they can make a good headset without Valve helping them out.
Can I rant, like, do one more quick rant real quick? Because this is, like, something I'm noticing, and I'm sure you guys are starting to notice it more. You know, we have all these standalone devices being announced, like, freaking every month now from different companies, and they all have their freaking ecosystem. You know, the only reason that the Android platform is as successful as it is as a mobile phone platform is because there's like one Google store. They all have their own stores, but right, like there's not like a store that is cross-platform between all these devices. VR doesn't have that, and I think it makes the idea of standalone way weaker because we keep seeing these companies just want to throw in with they're very similar to Quest Android ecosystem, but their own ecosystem that you can't transfer your game titles and stuff. It's like, ooh, it's pretty rough in my opinion.
Do you think we'll ever get there? You know, like say like an open XR store or something. You know, a new brand that's, you know, open XR with one little layer pasted on top of it, where all of the different manufacturers can meet in one space and everyone can prosper together.
You know what sucks about this is OpenXR is like a good idea, but it's still not like product ready. And at the same time, all these companies that are like using OpenXR, they're using their own extensions instead of like building like a standardized OpenXR like thing. So you're like, it's not as easy anymore because all these companies, like you'll see tons of HTC extensions that every platform has to support, or there's like 100 Facebook ones that every platform would have to support. And then, you know, those are just like all these barriers that make this OpenXR standard more difficult to support, what it seems from when I talk to people. So I don't know. I'm a little I'm not so confident anymore that it's going to be anytime soon. We see like this one standardized store that just makes it super easy for a developer to upload to one thing and every headset will just work, you know? It just doesn't...
I don't see that happening at all, to be honest, because like the way that the current like VR market is being pitched to consumers is very similar to the way that like video game consoles work, you know, and like everyone's basically trying to become Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony. You know, they're like, okay, like how do I become the Switch? How do I become an Xbox? How do I become the PlayStation of the VR world? And you can't buy the same game from a mutual store on your Xbox as you can on your Switch and as you can on your Xbox or as your PlayStation, even if they all have the same game available on each other individually. So I think any company who's positioning themselves to be a leader in the VR hardware / ecosystem space is going to like be perceiving themselves like that Xbox, like that Nintendo, and I doubt they're going to be in a big hurry to share anything.
And the developers don't care either because they don't. If the developers pushed for it, it might even come close to happening, but the developers prefer it this way because they get paid to port to every platform. So you have somebody like Pimax that will throw $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 if it's a big enough title for them to come and port it. So why wouldn't you want to have multiple platforms to port it to? It's just more money you can make.
Say something, Brad.
No, it's funny because it's like it's true. It's like I don't know. I just feel like consumers, like, I would say this is probably the first year we've actually had like all these standalone ecosystems pop up in like an aggressive way, and I think it's just gonna get more aggressive, and consumers are just gonna get really sick of it, honestly, and they're gonna look at like the Steam store and be like, oh, all these headsets work with Steam. Well, screw these ecosystems. I'm gonna just buy on Steam as much as I can. So I don't know.
Well, Steam makes it easy.
Yeah, I was going to say. That's why I'm so excited for what they actually Valve do next. I think out of everything that's coming, for me personally, it'd be the Quest 3, because I don't think the Quest Pro is what everyone is wanting at all. I want Quest 3, PSVR 2, and whatever comes next from Valve. They're the three headsets that have my interest at the moment.
Not Apple?
I don't know if Apple would be a great thing.
If I see that concept art for that headset one more day,
oh my god,
dude,
I'm gonna the same art for like 10 years.
God damn,
it's not gonna look anything
so
like, you know, it's not
over
gonna look
that
anything
picture.
like that either. By the way,
Jesus Christ.
I'm excited.
I'm
excited for it because of like Apple Store and stuff, you know. But I think it'd be so expensive. I really do. I just think only really high-end people will want to invest in that. And even though I do a gaming channel and stuff and VR, I don't think I'd want to pay $2,000 for a headset. You know, I'm not sure.
If it works, that's going to be what the boon is, right? That it's an ultra high-end luxury item. Like, oh look, LeBron has his Apple VR headset, and now all of a sudden everyone wants VR. That's kind of the best case scenario, I feel like, with the Apple VR.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you think it'd be a PC VR headset as well? Or do you think it'd be just?
I mean, it might be able to stream.
So
I don't.
What's the games going to be like on it?
Apple could give a shit about gaming, by the way.
Yeah.
They don't hate. They hate gaming. They don't want anything to do with gaming.
They hate.
Well,
gaming.
when was the last time you heard somebody was on their Apple computer playing a game?
No, never. That's
Never.
the only time Jim uses his Mac for everything except his PC for gaming.
Yeah. I mean, when you go in the Apple store, they push it, the arcade thing. You know, I see that a lot. And I didn't know whether that would be something they would do on the headset, like a VR subscription service to that. I mean, it could be quite exciting for some
I
developers
could see
to make
it.
a game on
I could see like it seamlessly connecting wirelessly to like Macs. You know what I mean? This is the type of thing Apple does. That it has a very specific functionality, but you have to be completely bought into their ecosystem to get those next level features.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see it like, them kind of, I mean, Facebook is trying to do that. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have ever used Workrooms before, but it's pretty awesome. Like I don't know, anybody who knows me knows that I shit on Horizon Worlds all the time. Like you could try to convince me that Horizon Worlds is great. And I'm just it's going to go in one ear and out the other, because I've literally never had an awesome experience in there. And I doubt you can give me one, but Workrooms, on the other hand, is really awesome. Just this morning, I went into Workrooms with my Quest Pro on, and there's like all my facial expressions. Everyone's like, holy crap, look at your face, man. That's nuts. And I had my computer in the VR space with me. I'm like cruising around, checking my email with the headset on in the space, and it's all kind of integrated, So I could see Apple definitely doing that with all their devices, like you have the phone, you've got your MacBook, you've got your headset, they all work together. And I wouldn't be surprised if they find a way to deliver social VR in an asynchronistic way that makes sense to people and hopefully gets people to buy into it.
Even if they just port all their standard maps, messages, all those apps to their VR headset, that's probably enough for a lot of people to be excited about it. Because that's what kind of makes me so upset about the Quest Pro is the only app that it has is the Workrooms. There's no other first party apps that come with it. You buy, even the people like to compare it to the iPhone when it came out. The iPhone still had a suite of apps that came built into the device. This thing doesn't really have anything like that, so it's hard to show people its potential. You have to say, oh, in a year, third-party developers will have stuff for this thing.
Right.
I think that's annoying. I don't think Apple will do something like that.
I'm still waiting for the Quest Pro to really come into its own somehow, and I've got this really horrible feeling that somehow it won't be utilized.
It
Not
won't
by
for,
us.
It won't for us. It's going
Not
to be
by
for
us.
developers.
Yeah.
It's great
I
for
hope so.
developers.
I hope so.
It's a development kit. That's what it's basically what it is. It's
Quest
a way
3
for people to
Quest
show
3
how to
dev kit.
exactly.
I really, really, really want to use mine professionally to give people demos of haptic gloves. The Quest Pro is so shiny and fancy compared to the Quest 2. The Quest 2 is big, it's bulky, black and white pass through, the lenses aren't as good. And I'm I'm pushing right now to try and get the Quest Pro used as soon as possible. So that way, when I'm demoing these people who are considering using our glove for training or simulation, I'm handing them this nice headset, that they can still kind of see, have an awareness of the room around them, and it looks awesome, and there's color pass through if they happen to get into a pass through scene. And I don't know, I think it's really cool for professional use. Now for gaming, I'm
Who
totally
here
agreeing
has
with
got
you
a
guys.
Pro anyway? Who here has got one now? Yeah.
All of you except for me and Wes.
You
I'm
have the Pro
surprised,
too, GT?
bro.
I'm in love with this Pro, man. I don't know. I'm
I like
gaming
it.
with it all the time now. I mean, I'm gaming with it. I'm using it. I've used it a little bit for Workrooms with my partner Todd, but I mean, because he uses it a lot for that. But I love as a gaming headset. Maybe it's not meant for gaming, but it freaking games really, really good.
I love the controllers. I was in it again today, just checking it out, restarting it, checking out things, that and the other, and just the haptics are they're so good. They are so good.
Are they worth $200? That's my first question.
Are they-
No.
are they?
300.
Three.
$300.
No.
300. Are they worth
No.
$300? No.
I'm saying no. They are
And then-
nice, but no.
Then my second
know.
question is, if you don't think that's worth $300, do you think the $200 DualSense PlayStation 5 controllers are fucking out of your mind? That I saw that price and I was like, for one controller?
Is this an
$200?
elite? Is this an elite version?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It's got,
Yeah.
hey,
Like the
it's got
triggers
back
and
buttons,
paddles.
guys.
It's got
The
back
paddle.
buttons. You can remap the buttons, GT, and you
know.
can actually adjust the joysticks. And I'm reading the specs and I'm like, It's I don't know who. I mean, it's clearly not for me. I don't know who it's
Does
for.
it
I
have
guess.
rapid fire options on it? Do you remember rapid fire?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the switch on the top of the
Yeah,
controller.
that
I got
that
you,
was
baby.
worth
Cheat
it.
switch.
It's turbo.
That was worth it.
turbo.
NES
Turbo,
Max.
yeah, turbo,
No, yeah.
NES Max controller that changed my life.
turbo mode.
It was amazing.
Oh
Dude, the
my-
Sega. It's the Sega Genesis controller, bro.
They will
That's the
sell the
one.
shit out of this controller, even though none of us would buy it.
Oh,
they
for
will sell
sure.
the
I
crap
wouldn't
out of
buy
it.
it.
Anybody
I've-
playing Call of Duty has already bought this thing, I bet.
Well, yeah, I mean, people that play like like flat games big time with their controllers, I could see it. I guess if that's like your go-to. I mean, I've got a gaming mouse for WoW and other things for a reason, right? So I mean, I see it, but just so much, man. $200. That's
Why'd you
Right.
need a gaming
Almost half the-
mouse? Why'd you need a gaming mouse for WoW?
oh because
Because you have
okay,
so many.
yeah. You got so many abilities. Okay,
What the
so
hell
like,
is that?
as a
I
healer,
don't want any of those.
It's got a
Yeah,
keyboard
so
on the side of his mouse. What the fuck?
Wes,
Oh
I'd rather
my
have the
god,
control. I'd
boys!
rather
I
have the
feel such
PlayStation
an
5
amateur.
controller.
What the fuck?
So,
everyone gonna
so
pull
like,
out
as
their
a
knives?
healer, I need to be able to hit my stuff
Oh.
quick and keep people alive. Man,
Yes.
GT, I can't let people in my raid die, bro. Then they're looking
Bruce,
at
you
me
need a
kind of
pedal.
weird.
Well,
Bruce,
the
you need
other
a pedal. Get a pedal, bro.
And the
I
cool
do
thing
need
about
to.
a cool thing about mice like that is that you can. It's all about key binding. So you're binding an ability to each button, and then you can. One of your key binds can be if you hold Shift and hit those, and then if you
Yes.
hold Alt and hit those. So you can like fly through dozens of
nerdiest
abilities
of the
on one
nerds.
thumb.
So
You're so
essentially,
nerds.
what happens is it becomes reflex so much so that you don't even realize you're hitting the buttons anymore on these mouse. It makes everything like Alex said. The Shift key is a game changer.
Yeah. So anyway, well, Fraza, I think he's asking me why I'm saying the controllers are not worth it, which I didn't really have an opportunity to mention, so I will.
Hello,
They are
everyone in
very-
chat. Hello, everyone.
Hey, chat. What's up,
Hey,
y'all?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
So
Before you go mad on
the
him.
pro controllers are really nice. They're weighty. The haptics are really good, and I guess they're tracking better. You know, I haven't seen anything dramatic in the way of tracking that makes me feel like I'm using this incredible next gen controller. But I'm also not like pushing it to its limits. I'm not like sitting there like jamming on it and like seeing what I can do with it and what I can't. I'm just using it naturally, and to me, it's like if I can have the choice between slightly increasing my controller experience or adding another headset to my household, the headset is a no-brainer. I would add another headset in an instant and put that on my wife or put that on my brother or sister or my mom or my dad, you know, because that is going to bring me so much more value than an extra set of controllers. Now, that's just to put it into perspective a little bit. If you've got the money burning a hole in your pocket and you use your Quest all the time, but you don't want to spend $1,500 on the Pro, maybe you'll have a value for it. They feel really good, you know, but at that point, if the money's burning a hole in your pocket, just go for the Quest Pro, get the free controllers and pay $1,200, you know, for the new headset instead of the 15 if you're already spending 300 of it in your head on a new set of controllers. So that's what I think.
They're awesome. They're just not worth $300. They are amazing. And where's the cutoff? I'm trying to think. 150? I'd pay 150.
Half
200? I'd pay 200. I'd pay
100 each?
200.
I think
300. I
200.
think you're right with 300 though. I think
200,
I think 300 is too much.
And that's if they actually last like a long time.
Yeah.
The Quest 2 controllers, apart from the drift that I'm seeing, as people are keeping their Quest over a long periods of time, we're getting more and more joystick drift.
Mine's terrible. My joystick drift is just terrible. I have to spray the thumbstick at least once a week to just to make it usable.
Wow.
Let me ask you this: do you think the Quest Pro's controllers are going to be any different? Because
Happens every
Question.
everything, like even the PlayStation 5
Mhm.
DualSense, that's their selling point, is that you can change out your own joystick when our controller fucking breaks on you. That made me laugh out loud. I was like, really? That's the selling point? You telling me I'm gonna have drift, and when it breaks, you can fix it yourself. Oh, I want to run out and buy this thing.
Until games stop making you push in to run with your joystick, then
Right.
that's when it'll go away. But they continue to do that, and that is what damages the joystick when you have to push in on the left joystick, because that's always the one that goes first.
On GTA, it used to be like mash X button, didn't it? Until you got enough, until your stamina improved, and you managed to get a bit faster. We have a donation from Sherzod. He says, "Any of you run a Pro on a 4090 or a 3090 Ti via Link?
Ooh,
And have you heard?
Crazy.
He's heard. I think he's saying he's heard. It's a better experience than G2. So
Hmm.
I would imagine.
I mean,
I
you
do
can break
not-
that down quickly if you're just using like the headsets versus one another.
Yeah, I run it on 3080 Ti. I don't run it on 3090
I'm
Ti. but
3080, yeah.
It looks freaking amazing. It's the best. It's one of the best looking through the lens headsets that I've had, and I've got Valve Index. I've got the Vario Aero. I mean, it's comparable to me to the Aero. It's that good.
This is the Pro you're referring to.
This is the Quest Pro. Yeah.
But the G2 is 2K per eye. Brad, tell these people that this device, this Pro, does not have enough resolution on the screen.
It's so noticeable. In fact, even the compression's even more noticeable if you use Link or wireless Link because the lenses are so clear. Yeah, I can ramble. I disagree with everyone on like the resolution being fine with these lenses. Like they are the best lenses, and they paired it with the display that makes the lenses or the whole it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
So the lenses are too good for the actual.
The lenses are too good, and they rotated the displays, which is a great idea. I love the idea, but that actually makes the aliasing on like text and like edges so awful when you look at it. Like it's like you're just gonna notice these things more because you're just using such clear lenses. It drives me nuts, actually. As far as like using it for PCVR, okay, just to throw in I know I'm like crazy when it comes to these things, but I'm actually returning my Quest Pro and buying just the Quest Pro controllers to use with Quest 2 whenever I use it. Like I can honestly give up this headset because I know for me the big value out of this headset for me are the lenses. Like that's really it. Like I can throw out the rest of it. I know there'll be a future headset with these lenses packed in. Other competitors will have great lenses like this packed in with higher resolutions. I don't need to spend $1,500 for an experience that I want to use for PCVR at a compressed ratio that I notice more with these Super Co lenses.
Holy moly! He's serious now.
I've
He's
got really
That
good
is true.
headphones. That was so basic. That was
Sorry. But seriously, like for me, this does not. I don't like using this as a PCVR headset. I was trying to do like VR chat yesterday, and like it's so clear, and like when I'm like alone. In like these beautiful environments with the clear lenses, like environments look great in it, but like then you get like in huge instances with like 40 people and your GPU starts chugging, and then you're also doing freaking data compression because I didn't include a display port with this $1,500 device. Like it's so frustrating. Again, it goes back to my other rants earlier, but yeah, I'm frustrated with it.
But people say that the display port does. When I said that was the reason why I wouldn't want to get the Pico, and because I want to actually because for the PC VR, I want that display port.
You didn't want to get the Pico 4.
Yeah, and everybody says, "Oh no, it's not the compression. You're fucking crazy, bro. It doesn't exist."
Do you know what matters? I honestly do believe it's about eyesight, how good people's eyesight is as well, and it varies for everyone what you see in this stuff.
Sure.
I think the Pro's really good, but I'm just going to stick by my review and say you don't need one. You know, you just don't need one. It's good.
I agree.
I enjoy it. I see certain people like Eric for President. I think he put a tweet out the other day saying he absolutely loves it. I really enjoy it, but I still find myself just picking up my Quest 2 and using it anyway because I would like to try out more stuff like Red Matter 2. Red Matter 2 with their enhancements, I thought was really incredible visually. But again, if you haven't got that stuff and you're playing Quest 2 games on this headset, they actually look a little bit worse sometimes because of the lenses are so good. I don't know.
Yeah. I was playing After the Fall on PC a couple of days ago, and I was using my Quest Pro as the headset, and I noticed it looking bad. And I didn't know why I was noticing it now, or what. But after hearing this conversation, I think I'm starting to understand.
I think you guys are all crazy. I don't know.
It didn't look as good. It didn't look as good as in my 5 Pro.
Well,
I just disagree completely. I disagree completely with everything everybody's saying here. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the best headsets I have ever tried. Telling you right now, I understand all of what Brad's saying. But I'm telling you, I don't see that in the headset. It's way better than a Quest 2. It's better than the Pimax. It's way better than the Valve Index. And I don't want to hear Valve Index because that's got the worst God rays I've ever seen. To me, I wouldn't even touch my Valve Index with this headset.
All right, to GT's point, when's the last time you had your eyes checked, Masher?
I can see pretty damn good. I am a little bit older than you, young boys. But I'm telling you right now,
young man.
This is an excellent headset. Is that? But I will say this: I would still not recommend that anybody go buy this headset. That is the conundrum that I am in with this.
Yeah.
I am not telling anybody to go buy with this headset. It is not a headset that I would recommend to you unless you have money to go do it. And if you have money to go do it, go get it.
How come I can't take a G2 and connect the new controllers to that? That's what I want.
Yeah, dude. Like that's the
Please.
thing.
Tracking.
The G2 wowed the shit out of me when I played Half-Life Alyx with it. And I didn't even have the graphics card I had now, the 2080 Ti. And it I was like, my God, this is amazing. And everything else was so, for me personally, I don't know how much Wes loves that headset, but everything else for that headset felt very subpar for me. But the visuals were really good.
I'm sorry. I thought you were throwing it to me. I actually really liked it until it broke. Now I can't use it at all.
Oh, shit. Did one of the lenses go dark or anything, like just not fire up anymore?
No, I think the cable's going bad. When I look up, the screen goes black. Like if I hold my head completely still, I can play it. But as soon as I start looking around, the screens just go black on it. So
just keep your
I think
head
the
still.
cable's faulty.
Just don't move.
We just
Don't
still
move
don't
your
have
head.
we still don't have one headset that is like this is the headset, right?
No,
Like
we
every
don't.
headset where they're mentioning just has
I
a
would say
problem,
the Quest
man.
2 is probably still the one
Pretty
out of them
pretty
all I would
close,
still
right? But it's
recommend,
meta, right? It's
honestly.
like, it's meta.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
you haven't got
want-
a problem with meta, like I still get comments. Even today, I got one today. They were like, "Dude, I don't know what to buy. I don't know what to do." And I'm like, "Safe option for your money. Just go with a Quest 2 because you've got their own library of exclusives, and you've got Steam VR there, and it's $399."
And they're including Resident Evil 4 with it now too.
Yeah, and Beat
And
Saber.
Beat
at the same
Saber.
time.
Resident
That's
Evil
no
4 is a
brainer.
fantastic
gives a shit?
game. Such a fantastic game.
And they lead the industry in their software, their ASW, everything. It's like whenever they have features come out, like they're always constantly working on something and adding something to the mix. And usually it works. I mean, except for when you can't access your library because it's in a infinite queue or some kind of bullshit. But I think their software is superior to most everyone else's.
It's so
$15 billion, y'all.
Yeah.
15 billion.
I wanted to add
And
one
counting.
more little nerd thing in there about like age and eyesight, because this is like a verified thing generally for VR. You know, like the varifocal stuff that people have been talking about for a while. So Douglas Landman, who was like the leader of that Reality Labs, was talking about how he built these systems that did varifocal headsets, and he would put on his senior engineers to try it, and they didn't notice a difference. And then he put it on, noticed a difference, and he also started getting younger people around his same age to put it on, and they noticed a difference. So even when varifocal comes out, and you're in old age, that's not even going to be a benefit to you because your eyes will just degrade over time, and you won't notice these things. So
I'm getting out of VR. I'm screwed, dude.
Yeah, that's it, man.
my birthday is next week, and I'm gonna be like, I'm not even gonna tell you how old I'm gonna be.
You might
I'm
as well-
completely fucked, Brad.
You might as well hang up your VR.
Oh man,
You
I
need
mean,
a
it's-
VR monocle.
seriously.
Hang up
I
the
need
goggles.
I need Elon Musk to make virtual eyes. I just
He'd make you pay for them, dude,
man.
monthly. He'd make you pay for
How
monthly.
scary would that
for a
surgery
check mark
be?
next to my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to take. I'd take the risk of virtual eyes, man.
By the way, did anybody manage to get through more than 1 or 2 episodes of The Peripheral, or is it just me that thinks that show sucks pretty bad?
I was so hyped. I did 1.5 and I got bored.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
really?
sucks pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, cool tech, futuristic. It's like VR related, so cool. But like, I tried to watch that and like, I'm just like, okay.
I went back
Watch
to
Black Mirror.
Yeah.
That's what
I didn't even know.
Black
Didn't
Mirror's
even know
so
that
good.
existed. What is
Oh,
it
yeah.
called? Peripheral.
The Peripheral. It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's a
Amazon.
BCI interface.
Amazon.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's like, so and so they get into the thing and it's real, or is it? I don't know. Oh my god. Yeah. It's
Well, you
it's
should-
okay.
I heard episode 3 is where it's at.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
listen,
did
I
you-
want to go back to that super chat we had. Like, if you had a very good PCVR rig, what headset would you recommend? Because he's basically asking, I guess, has he heard the pros of better experience? I don't think for the money you'd get a better experience
No.
for that amount of money. I loved using my Quest Pro with PCVR though. Personally, I love it. Like,
Same.
contracts
here.
has looked incredible for me. So
Half the money for the Quest 2 and the controllers. Right? About $750.
But
mm.
but it
Okay.
doesn't
4,
include
5,
these
6, 7. Yeah.
rose colored pancake lenses.
Oh, that's true.
Just wait a year for Quest 3. It's gonna have the lenses, and then people are gonna be like, "What the heck is the point of Quest Pro? It's a useless device. I paid $1,500. I'm still paying it off a year later. Like, what the flip?"
Do you think it's
Assuming
going to
we
have...
see it in
tester.
23.
You
Assuming
got
we
to-
see it in 23.
You got to feel cool for 6 months because you had something everybody else didn't have.
Yeah,
That's
boy.
about it, right?
Is it going to have eye tracking and
doesn't
dynamic
seem
frame?
to.
You don't think so?
My sources are saying they're saving that stuff for the Pro tier. Still, they're not prioritizing it.
That'd be interesting. 'Cause, I mean,
Chat's saying that the peripheral is decent, by the way. So I guess I'll keep watching it.
is it? Let's have a look.
They're saying it's getting better. So they said episode 5 things are fire up.
Yeah, but how many
2
seasons
episodes
of This Is Us exist? Right? I mean, at some point,
You mean this
people
is-
should.
this is
they
That
should
is
re-
not for me, dude.
No,
I
that's what
hate that show.
I'm saying at some point they should have realized. They just kept going and going, and
My wife
know,
loves
like-
that show.
Is this the one where like it's
Like
just a massive family, isn't it? All the time. They do
And all
things
they
and the
do
mum
is fight.
dies
That's
and-
all you're gonna.
One's an
it's just
actor.
an hour of fighting.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows that just tries to get you to cry. Like I'm like, what are
My
you watching?
wife
She's like, This
loves
Is Us.
it.
I mean, you mean this is crap. This is
She-
what this is. This is crap. Not This Is Us.
She loves that stuff. She loves it. Do you know what I've really enjoyed that Star Wars? Is it Endor?
Endor, yeah.
Is it
I heard
Endor
it
or
was really
Andor?
good.
Because there's a planet called Endor.
Andor, I think.
Andor.
A-N-
That's really
yeah.
good.
is it?
Yeah, I really
I
like
heard
that.
it was good.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched The Mandalorian. I feel like a piece of shit.
I've never watched it either.
I feel like a piece of shit. I haven't seen this TV show.
He's so hard on himself. So hard on himself.
I call myself a Star Wars fan though, and I haven't watched any of this Disney
Oh my
crap,
God,
man.
seriously.
I got so
Well-
turned off when they started doing a new movie and a new TV show every other week. I'm like, I'm out. I'm out.
I heard
At
Obi-Wan was
some
really
point-
good too.
At some point, that makes you a more of a Star Wars fan, as you're rejecting.
Oh
the
yeah, I'm one of
bullshit.
these snobby Star Wars fans. I don't like the new stuff at all. I think the original 3 were the best, the only good ones.
If something's good, it's good, and if it's garbage, it's garbage. And in 2022, it's a good chance it's going to be garbage. It's like a rare thing when you find a good show. It's like, oh my god, I better watch this because there's not many out there.
Yeah.
it's like they
I'll
stopped.
binge it. I'll
Yeah.
binge it on my deathbed. That's what I'll do.
Wait,
I got games to play right now. I don't have time to watch TV, except for
What-
Walking Dead.
What is everyone playing at the moment? Like, what are the games you're enjoying at the second?
Among Us, anyone?
Unreleased.
Among Us, yeah.
Unreleased. Unreleased shooter game that we can't say anything about other than it's awesome.
Yep.
What is it?
Unreleased 4-person shooter.
Not Gambit.
Can't, no. What? That's not what I said.
No, I didn't say that.
If it's Gambit,
Heard that.
we might need to talk.
We need to talk.
Can't.
Yeah.
We're not allowed, bro. You are. We don't have your privileges yet, GT. We
Well, I've
can't-
got
we
I've
can't
got
say
3
anything.
keys if anyone wants to just play it because
Hey, hit me up. That's me.
If that's the game we're not talking about.
Well, if we're not talking about it, don't not send me that key after the show.
I don't even know what the hell we're talking about
Yeah,
anymore.
boy.
I can't talk about it, but I may or may not. Probably don't.
I don't know what you guys
I
are
don't
talking
think I
about.
need a key. No, I don't know.
So anyway,
I'm
here's a game we
talking
can
about-
talk about. How about that?
I'm talking
Among Us,
about
right?
Ghost Town Mine Ride 2. I don't know
Oh,
what you guys
dude,
are
that
Ghost
thing's
Town.
amazing.
What the hell's that?
What the hell was that?
It's on
That
sale.
says-
It's a Viport exclusive. You wouldn't know.
what was I going to say?
Among Us
Among Us.
VR.
Yeah, let's talk about Among Us. Yeah, so I thought it was quite interesting that going into this, I think a lot of people were like, "This game's for kids. Adults are not going to enjoy it." But the VR version, dude, like it carries over so well. It's better for me. Like I prefer it in VR personally.
It's
Oh,
really
me too.
exciting.
I was saying from day one that because the first one was so successful, even for adults, man. It did such a good job in the streaming on Twitch, right? So many streamers did Twitch, big streamers. And so everybody's waiting for this to hit VR. And like you said, GT, it was actually, they did a really good job bringing this over into VR.
Oh, amazing! Like, yeah,
There's a lot of tension in that game, man. As soon as the match starts, I immediately just like tense up, like regardless of whether or not I'm an imposter. And I literally I get scared in there. Like when all of a sudden someone starts approaching me, I'm like, oh God, no, please don't kill me. Please, no. And people are like, dude, no, I'm cool. I'm a crewmate. But then you can't trust them. And
Then you turn your back and MASH kills you.
it's exciting.
That's,
No,
that's
it wasn't
typically
me.
what happens.
You,
Yes.
you turn your back and Wes's wife kills you, and as you die, the last thing you hear is, Bye, Mash.
Oh, God.
Me, man. I'm feared for Wes's life. I'm like, man, she's
Save me,
stone
bro.
cold, dude.
Now, everything's great.
Help me.
My wife so
I
much.
just wish I could be the imposter so much more. Like that is, it's incredible. When you're the imposter, you're just like, yes, fucking get to kill everyone. I love it.
Because even when you're dead, you can do so much, right? I mean, I love fucking with people when I'm the dead imposter because I can start closing doors and they think it's somebody else, and you can start sabotaging the ship. Still, when you're dead, when you're a crewmate and you're dead, you're kind of just like following people around.
Yeah.
So-
You're still supposed to be doing your tasks.
At that
The
point, I
whole
just wanna
the
follow
whole
people
thing
around.
is it's a race. You against the imposters.
Yeah,
bro.
no one
If you're-
does it, do they? No one gets that.
Nobody.
It's really annoying. I'm like, guys, do the fucking jobs and we'll win. And everyone's like, walking around being idiots. It's just like, come on, guys.
That's what
like,
you get when you're hanging out with content creators, man. Like everyone's just such a big personality and they're having so much fun and they're just dicking around in there. You know?
Dude, yeah, I remember making a video with Grumpy Duck for Legendary Tales, and I had to scrap it because it was basically a Grumpy Duck video on my channel.
Oh,
Because he
God.
was just like, all the time, like constant shouting and all this stuff. And like, you know, fair play to him. That's what he does. That's how he makes content. But me and Benja were like, I think this is unusable. I was like, yeah, I don't think I've got an hour of nothing. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
He has a pretty abrasive mouth too, man. He'll say it, you know, he pushes it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So that, you know, like I love playing with him. It was great fun, but it was just no way it could have made a video.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
in the
dude, you're right.
context, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, after you, please.
No, I was gonna say in the
So polite.
context of all this and what we're saying, I have been kind of wondering: is this Among Us really that good, or is it that our friends are just that awesome? Because I mean, this is a really simple concept, 100 megabyte download, and there's not really anything in terms of gameplay. It's all about reading your friends. It's about lying, trying to fool people, and I've had a blast in it so far. But I haven't played with randoms, and I feel like if I was playing with randoms, that it would get pretty old pretty quickly. But since we have such an awesome group of friends, it's a blast every time.
I think there's something to be said about that. Yes, I personally don't jump into anything with randoms anymore. Like if I'm going to be playing a multiplayer game, I'm almost always hitting up my network of homies and getting somebody to join me. Because to your point, if I don't know the other person at all, they're just some random, there's a lot less like weight to the interaction, you know, like versus like if GT is lying to me about being the imposter and I later find out that he was lying to
I
me,
never lie.
I can like, you
Never.
know, there's like, that means something, you know what I mean? So
I was gonna
That
say,
being
yeah.
said, if you don't have a group of homies, this is a way to go find some.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
We played VR chat. The only way you could play it before the VR chat version, we played with randoms and it was usually good. I mean, it's like any other game. Every once in a while you get somebody toxic and then it sucks. But you know, I mean, it can be fun.
I found like as soon as I played Among Us, I was like, I need to quickly make a channel in Discord for this game because I know exactly what's going to happen. People are going to jump in public lobbies and they're going to instantly moan about the kids. And I mean, with all our communities combined, there's plenty of people out there to play with that you don't need to go on public lobbies, dude. You don't need that stuff.
You don't have to
Do
worry
we know
about
if-
it though.
Do we know if there's been a lot of kids on there? Because Shell Games, in a very low key way, have kind of put a wall between children and games. And what it is they make you give your birth date when you first sign into it. And if you're not like of a certain age, it'll just tell you that it can't find the game. You can put the right room code in, do whatever, but it'll tell you that it can't find the game. And I didn't know it was an age thing at first. I was trying to bring my 15-year-old in to play with us, and we were just about to give up. And I told her just to try changing her birthday, and she did that, and she was able to connect.
Dang,
So,
that's pretty intense.
Yep. So 15, you can't get in. So that the 13 rule's gone. So how like what's the cutoff? Is it 18? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Well,
leads
and
us
if-
into the rec room thing in a minute as well. So
Yeah. I know. I mean, what good is it if you can lie anyway? So what's the point?
The
point of the
game's all
game is
about
to
lying. yeah. Before we go into the rec room thing, I do want to just quickly say that you were mentioning how much fun it is to be the imposter. I think most people would agree with you that it is super fun. And the fact that you're not every time is what I think kind of instills that like one more game mentality, you know, because if you just start another game, maybe I'll be the imposter this time. And it's almost like a pull of the lever, you know, because then if you get lucky, boom, I'm in the imposter. Now I get to have this fun game where I'm running around murdering everyone. So for me, that's where the one more game comes in. It's like the chance of being the imposter of the next match.
You're exactly right. That's the TikTok platform thing. It's basically based. This is how I got it explained to me. It's based on a slot machine, where when you scroll, I think it's like, for example, 1 in 7 is actually something you want to watch, and admittedly the algorithm does learn what you want to see, but it on purpose chucks you stuff that you don't want to see in between to make you keep scrolling, so you get that, I found something I really enjoy.
Nice. Yeah, it's interesting.
That's the
man.
idea of like reels, and basically, yeah, TikTok is a slot machine of happiness. I just
We're
want to
losing all of our agency. No.
yeah, I just want to jump into the chat quickly and assess that people are talking about GT is obsessed with jobs, says Mrs. GT. In the game, I am obsessed with doing my jobs. I've been found while playing the game. Someone said, if you run off and do your job straight away, it means you're sus. And I was like, no, it doesn't. It just means you want to do the jobs. And
I
then,
always just run off and do the jobs. Like
This
people are trying to stay in groups. I'm going and trying to
yes,
to run these jobs down. Is what I'm doing.
yes.
I'm scared to go alone though.
Me too.
You know, like
Me too.
because if you're in a group of 3 or 4 people, there really is safety in numbers, and so you're running around with 4 people, say, and one of them's the killer. They can't kill you unless both of them. If you had 2 of them, then you could be really screwed. But you can only kill one. Then you got the timer, and then so you got a 30-second or 40-second timer. So then you could report, and you're good. So they're less likely to kill you. But that's where the sabotages come in. Like Mash said, all of a sudden lights go out, the doors lock. You have a sabotaged engine, and everybody, especially that or the O2, everybody has to scramble to get that because the timer starts ticking, and it's quick. And so now this very comfy, cozy group becomes split, and everyone's like fucking gone, and Roots is like, oh god, and then somebody comes and kills you, and you're on edge the whole time, but that's why it's so much fun.
Have you had someone you thought you trusted betray you properly? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, my daughter straight up lied to my face, had me caught off the ship, and it was her all along.
No Christmas.
Savage.
Wes said,
Christmas.
Wes said
That's
no
right.
Christmas.
coal
No
for
Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah, like I can't remember. I think it was it 40 or someone I had with me, and he was like, quite an intelligent sounding Scottish guy, quite serious, and we was on like not the same team, but we was okay in one of the rounds, and then he blew me away. He blew me away with how well he played me, to the point I was a bit shook inside. I was like, wow, like you're fucking next level to me. I can't pretend to be that good, like to be that good at lying to people and just acting, and yeah, I don't know. It's really good. It's really good.
Brad's being awfully quiet about this game. Brad,
Oh, he
What
might
do you
not.
think?
have
As the imposter.
Is he played?
Oh,
I know he's acting
super
sus. Look at him. He's like he hasn't said
Brad,
anything
have you
yet.
played it?
Yeah, I played a little bit. I haven't played too much, but it always these kind of games make me wonder if like face and eye tracking was like the standard how these games would go.
That's true, because you
would be
can see if you're
amazing.
good at reading people's eyes. If you're good at reading people in general, you can read people's eyes and see they're lying to you, right?
Yeah, it'd be really funny.
Be a whole other level. I didn't even think about that, Brad.
Yeah, really.
I'm afraid to wear my Quest Pro in work meetings in case I yawn. Because like
I
people
didn't even
could
think
see
about
me
that.
yawning, and I'm like, oh god, like.
You could just you could leave the eye tracking on and turn like the face tracking off, and you might look like you have like palsy or something like that, but at least you'll be able to yawn without getting
That's
out.
true.
You can't eat food. You can't yawn. Oh my
I know.
God.
But do
Messed up.
you think Among Us VR is going to be the best-selling game of this year, though, on Quest in terms of
Among Us?
numbers, not money, because it's fairly cheap, obviously. I mean, in terms of numbers and users online.
I think that helps because it's fairly cheap too, and $9.99. I mean, it's supremely affordable. Kids could afford it. Parents don't mind buying it for their child, and then adults are having a blast in it too. Plus, you have a lot of flat gamers streaming this right now. I saw Valkyrie streaming this. She's got 3.3 million subscribers. She had 20,000 people watching her live stream
Of VR.
of VR Among Us.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
showing herself as she was playing it. So she was showing herself in the VR headset and then showing, the regular
I bet
screen of
mess
the.
was she was it Quest then, obviously, yeah? 'Cause
Yeah, I
it's
think
on
she
Steam
was
as
wearing
well,
Quest,
isn't it?
yeah.
You can play it on Steam,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
is.
what
It's
I've
cross-
got the Steam copy.
It
Crossplay
is.
too.
Yep.
I wonder if they tried to pay for that to be exclusive on the Quest at some point. because I know those conversations happen, you know, because
Yeah.
they want to drive that, and that would have been absolutely massive if Among Us VR was only on the Quest. But it's do you know what? The Quest for me killed live streaming. It's an absolute nightmare. Thank you to everyone joining us again. I see so many familiar faces. We've been gone. How long have we been gone? Has it been like 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
In a month, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a while.
Sorry about that.
So why?
Well, you were traveling, man. You were out. You were like you headed to Utah, and you were like all over the place.
I haven't met you, Roots, and I haven't met Wes, and I haven't met Brad. Like I've just realized how are we gonna
Yeah.
do this?
I would have loved to have gone to Utah. That would have been awesome. I could have met you there. Maybe the next one. I don't know, but
Yeah,
you know,
next
you
year.
say that it's a nightmare to stream on the Quest, and I was thinking about this with PlayStation VR 2 or any console. Like, why do we not have a Twitch app, a YouTube app? Like, why can't I have the fucking the chat in my headset?
We
Like,
did.
I don't
We did.
understand.
We did once upon a time.
Well, why is it not like that again? That's my biggest gripe. That's why I would never I can't stream Quest games, because I'm one of those people that I don't want to have a voice to chat. That's ridiculous to
That is
listen to.
ridiculous. I can't believe people do that, dude. That blows my mind.
It would drive me crazy. This is what would happen. The people that I want there to watch me are going to irritate me, because every time they cut me off as I'm talking and I got to stop and listen to what they're trying to say to me, it's going to irritate me. And so now my choice is to look at my phone. And so now I can't respond in real time. And that's the most important thing with streaming. You need to respond in real time. So it's like, fuck it. What's the point? So I won't do it. And so it isolates. Now it's PC VR only. And it kind of sucks.
Roots wouldn't even play World of Warcraft if he had this integration.
Yes.
You guys listening? We need to
Absolutely.
Really? I want to see that.
no.
I would love to stream World of Warcraft native VR and watch it and look over at my chat
Yeah.
and tell people.
I thought you were going
That'd
to
be
say
awesome.
naked. I was like, whoa, bro. Pump
Well,
the brakes a little bit.
yeah, I don't know if anybody wants
that's
to
a
see
Viport
that.
title. That's a
I think Twitch would ban me probably.
Probably.
so Disco VR in chat is saying that maybe you can meet everybody if we can talk you into going to Vegas for CES GT.
Come on, bro.
That's true.
Oh,
Come
I
on,
wonder
bro.
where this was going to go. I started seeing Las Vegas and a few other bits. Are you
Come on, bro.
going to CES, Brad?
Yeah.
Oh, you
I am.
fucker.
Wes is going too, Eric.
So GT, you're Mrs. GT's in chat. So we have a wives chat with myself and Alex and Wes and a couple
Well,
other
we're not
wives.
in it.
Todd's
I was
wives.
just gonna
Well,
say, yeah.
no, we're not in it, but the wives are. And Mrs. GT,
Wags. VR wags.
GT, take your wife and come.
It's a free vacation. Everybody's going to be
Vacation,
there.
bro.
Yeah.
That's not
Working
free.
I mean, it's a good time of year as well, because like it might be the quiet period, you know, because
Right.
PSVR 2's out middle of February or end of February, or whatever.
I bet they'll be doing demos, GT. I bet
Yeah.
they'll be doing demos on the floor.
How much is this? This is going to be expensive for me. Very
Free.
expensive.
I mean, you have to pay for your room and stuff, but I mean, if you get a media pass, you don't have to pay to get in.
Yeah, I'm not on about that. The flight alone will probably be over £1,000.
Oh, I have no idea how
Can't
much
imagine.
international plane
Yeah.
tickets are.
Not
Well,
ideal.
the flight alone not only cost, just the thought of flying on a plane that long would that would go through my head for weeks before
Dude,
I
I'm getting used
did
to
it.
it now. Honestly,
I know,
it's-
right?
It's like I don't
Your
know.
wife, your
I don't-
wife in chat is saying that if you're going, she's going.
Mrs.
There you go.
GT, you
It's
are
happening.
invited. You
Yes,
are invited,
100%.
Mrs. GT. We
That's
have a group
two
of
lots of
wives and
flights.
girlfriends.
Yep.
They're all going to
Well,
be chilling, hanging out
Can't you
while
just
we're running
FaceTime?
around.
Can't we just
Is he
FaceTime?
seeing money flying out the window? He's like, now 2 plane
It's
flights.
like that gif with the girl just throwing the cash out the window. I'm like, that's what it feels like. But we'll get it sorted. We'll see what happens.
Well, me and Brad were talking too the other night. I mean, there's going to be amazing tech this year, I think, to be seen there. I mean, CES is a wonder of technology. It's like it's as big as Gamescom, GT, but it's all technology. It's not just gaming.
Yeah.
And there's some supremely interesting stuff especially for
High
definitely
tech
for us. But yeah, I mean, oh god, who doesn't want to go check out the newest vacuum?
Exactly. Exactly.
But seriously, that'll be some
And you got
cool
the
shit.
gambling. It's Vegas, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do in Vegas. There's all kinds of stuff. Meow Wolf, bro, is one of my favorite things ever.
What did you
It's
say?
like Meow Wolf. So
Meow Wolf.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
Meow
Meow Wolf
Wolf.
is the name of a company that
Oh.
make these like interactive psychedelic art exhibits. And there's
Ooh.
an area in Las Vegas called Area 51 where Omega Mart lives. And Omega Mart is a Meow Wolf art installation. It's like basically the size of a warehouse, and it's super immersive. It's like a VR game, literally. Like you go in there and it's a grocery
I want to go
store.
now.
All right, we're going
It's a
to Meow Wolf.
grocery
How many
store,
days
and
have I got to be there for? Do we know?
well, you're gonna spend 1 day in Omega Mart, so you can add that.
So yeah, I think it would be like January 3rd through like the 5th or 6th or something like that.
Yeah,
Right.
sounds about
Like
right.
3 or 4 days, I think.
Crazy.
Okay.
If you want to be there for the press conferences, you got to get there. In, like,
Let me speak to the missus, and I'll make it, because this is now serious now. Because
Yeah, and
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
need to be there for the press conferences. Like
No,
you
no.
don't need to be there early. Like if you just get there on the day that like the show floor opens and then leave the day after, that's plenty of time.
I mean, I love you all, but I do want to hug Brad quite a bit.
Who doesn't
don't
want to?
blame you.
I want to hug Brad too.
I want to
I
hug.
Yeah.
smell. Be careful.
BradSmells.com.
We still didn't find out why he's.
What?
He won't tell me. I've asked him.
Go to the website.
Got to get to know him a little bit better.
Oh, maybe we'll in Vegas. Where are you
That's
staying,
true.
Brad?
Do you know,
I'm gonna come stay with Brad.
is there going to be what was that thing we went to, Alex, with the arcade and Mash, the arcade arcade bar?
Oh, well, yeah. Tell him, Alex. What do we have for?
We
for an
have-
arcade bar?
We have a super badass arcade bar. I think it's called like
Ready
Player One?
Really?
Player One,
Yeah.
Player One, something like that. But it's even more badass than the arcade bar that you saw in Salt Lake. Because in
Like,
Salt
way
Lake,
more.
everything is like coin op there, which is fine. That's what you would
Is that
expect
Dave
at an
and
arcade
Buster?
bar. No, quarters.
no.
It was an awesome, like legit arcade bar. Very much like the kind of thing in After the
Right,
Fall.
all you
like
guys,
Flint's.
I'm the only British person here. Do all you guys have arcade bars and you know of them and you've been to them?
I've never been to one, but
What?
I would
Why?
imagine.
They're really good.
Well, just because I don't know. It's just not me. No, I
That's
don't
all
know
I
if there's
do.
any around here. Actually, to be honest,
They're super cool.
That's all I do.
awesome.
I've been
If
to
I'm
Dave
going
and
to a bar, I'm
Buster's.
going to
That's an
Dave and
arcade
Buster's
bar to
will
me.
pass. So, you've got a part. What about you, Wes?
This
I
one-
didn't see what you did.
No, never. I don't have anything local here. I have to drive 2 hours to go to Dave and Buster's. Like, there's nothing here, bro.
This one in Vegas is special.
This one, right? What I went to, this arcade bar, was like, as the night went on, it was like neon and all these different like old arcade machines, pinball machines. There was like a couch area where people were playing N64. There was a barman who looked straight out of like Stranger Things. He had a mullet and a moustache. It was fucking amazing. I was like, this place is incredible. And like other people were like, dude, these are just regular things. It's just normal. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Serious?
yeah. Bro, and the one in Vegas is even better. Like it's
Way
even
better,
more
way
gamified and like
Yeah.
more themed out. Like the drinks that you can get like a health potion. It's like red and has vodka in it or whatever. Like all the cocktails are like themed like video game stuff, and all of the machines, which are of higher quality than we saw in Salt Lake, are free to play.
They're
So
all
you don't
free.
even have to go and put quarters in. You
Yeah.
just walk up to a machine, jam on it for a while, walk off to
man.
something else.
The, like,
Play Smash Bros over here, Mario Kart
Yeah.
over there. Like
Guitar Hero.
I play Killer
Dance
Queen.
Revolution.
I play Killer Queen.
Killer Queen's
I love
awesome.
Killer Queen, dude.
Awesome.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
The bartenders are all dressed up as like Resident Evil, like like Leon and
Yeah,
Resident Evil,
yeah.
and the waitresses
Really?
are dressed up as characters.
Wow.
It's amazing, and there's going to be an awesome party there in Vegas.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
That's
start
right.
practicing.
This is gonna
Yep,
be
we're gonna
Practicing
do
my-
the Between
alcohol
Realities
consumption.
Q2C VR Gamer and Upload VR collaboration party. That's right.
Mm.
It's going down in Vegas, so
Yep.
you should probably
Wow.
be there.
Going down.
Well, I'll tell you
It's
what,
going down.
I'm thinking of more of the psychedelic thing. So you Colorado time it? Well, I guess Phoenix time it before.
Where do you live? You live in Colorado?
Colorado Springs, yeah.
There is a Meow Wolf in Denver, I think. That just
Really?
opened. Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow, I need to go
one
check
in,
it out.
There's one in Santa Fe, there's one in Denver, and there's one in Vegas, and they're all
Okay.
different. So it's not Omega Mart, but the one
I think-
in Vegas is so awesome.
Roots,
Wow.
I think the Denver International Airport's actually one of them. I'm just kidding.
It may be. Some of that artwork is really trippy.
I know,
for
right?
sure.
It's crazy.
Dude, it's so cool, man. You go in there and it's a grocery store like lined with products, and there's like a produce section and dairy section and all that shit. And you go in and you start exploring and they're like, hey, here's your employee card. You work here now. And you're like, okay, cool. And you start exploring around and then you see the products and they're like really like there's like something off. It's like, oh, here's a can of bottled courage. Like, what the hell does that mean? And like it just like all of a sudden this mystery starts unfolding and it is just chef's kiss. So awesome. Gotta do it.
Sounds amazing.
Go.
crazy.
I want to
Sounds
go. I want to
amazing.
go do it now.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah. So everyone here is going to be there.
Yes, and everyone in chat too, by the way. So see you guys all. in Vegas.
Everyone.
you better-
Everybody's
Everyone
going.
except for
Hell
you.
yeah.
Arthur's come up with a great idea. He said I should start an OnlyFans.
Seriously,
It's a good way to fund it.
you should do
That's
it.
the
Do
trip.
it. Do it.
Start an
Do it. Do
OnlyFans.
do a
GTT.
CES stream for you. Do a CES fundraiser stream, live stream where you stream and people come in, they donate to watch you, and
That's a
Hot
good
tub.
idea.
great idea.
Maybe
That is a good idea.
I would donate because you're awesome to hang out with and watch.
It was
And
so
Artful
cool,
said
wasn't it, Utah?
there's no alcohol restrictions there in Vegas like
Oh,
there was in
yeah.
Utah.
I was telling my wife
Right,
about that
Alex?
stuff. That was so
Yeah,
funny.
God.
Do you remember when you
Dude,
ordered? Alex ordered a mojito and some tequila, and the guy brought it over. I think it was a mojito and tequila, wasn't it?
It was a margarita. We
Margarita.
got bamboozled by our bartender.
Yeah, we did.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Straight up. So
yeah.
we were at Dave and Buster's, and I ordered the Patron margarita. You know, I'm a margarita enjoyer. I enjoy cocktails
Why
actually
is he
across the board
defending
mostly.
this? What's happening?
I don't know.
Seriously.
I don't know, but I like them. I'm just saying. All right. So I had it and it was pretty good, but it was actually pretty sweet too. And I was like, you know what? There's not enough tequila in this margarita to like balance these flavors out. So I ordered my next drink and I'm like, hey, can I get that Patron margarita with a shot of tequila on the side to go with it? And he's like, yeah. And then Mash is like, yo, I'll do that too with my gin and tonic. That sounds great. You know, and he's like, done. So he comes back with our cocktails and the shots on the side. And he goes, okay, so anyway, you're in Utah and we can't serve you these at the same time. You can't have the shot and the cocktail together. So here's your shot, take it, and then we'll give you the cocktail.
Yeah, he
And
wouldn't
we're
even give
like-
us the drink. Like he had to sit there and
You had
watch
to
us
drink
do these
one
shots.
drink. You had to
Yeah.
drink one drink before you got the other
I was
drink.
like, you knew what
Wow.
I was trying to do, bro, and you didn't stop it, and you still brought the shot. And then Mash and I look at each other, and we're like, okay, well,
Here's the
cheers.
fucking
Got a
ironic thing
gin.
about
Gin
this.
sucks.
Here's the ironic thing about this. He's forcing you all to take shots. You're going to get drunker faster because of what they're making you do.
We was at a bar
Utah.
and one of the guys ordered 10 shots for everyone, and everyone had to go up to the bar to get their shot.
Oh, you know what? That-
you couldn't bring it over.
No.
They did that didn't happen that one night.
I
though,
know,
when
yeah,
Nogi
yeah,
was
yeah,
buying
yeah, yeah.
shots. He had a whole tray, and he's just handing them out to
I
everyone.
know,
So
I saw that. Yeah.
I guess there are some bars who will cut you a little slack.
Yeah.
Dave and
possibly.
Buster's ain't one of them.
No.
No, it wasn't. But it did good chicken. Anyway, moving on. Right. I'm seriously gonna talk to Mr. GTA after this. Let's see
Hey,
if
Hell
we
yeah.
can
you
get
know,
this
if Mrs. GT wants to talk to me or Mash, or,
Yeah.
you know, anybody else, just have her
I'll
reach
put her in the
out.
chat.
We're the
I'll put her in the
wives.
chat.
Talk
Yeah.
to the wives. Just to add her. Go ahead and add her to the chat.
Actually, will you add her to the
Done.
show? Can we? Do you guys have another laptop? Can we pull her in? Let's,
Who?
let's talk to her.
Let's get her on air right now. We'll tell her. We'll get this done right now.
Anyway, right. So we've covered a few things. The only thing I haven't talked about, which I really want to talk about, was the PSVR 2 games that are now out there in the wild. And I know, like, I want to talk, I do want to talk to everyone, but Wes is actually part of my main focus here. So talk to me. What games are you excited for? Do
Russian
you
Blood
even
2.
remember-
Russian Blood 2. Russian Blood 2. Russian Blood 2.
Switchback.
I'm so excited. I watched your video and I just laughed because I'm the same way. You were so excited that you just did a video of being excited
I
about
deleted
Russian
that
Blood
video.
2. Did you really? Did you really? I watched it like 5 times because I was so excited for it that
Oh,
I love being excited with you about it.
I was so
so
excited.
So unexpected, right? I thought Rush of Blood was done. I didn't think we'd ever see another super massive VR game, not for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think that was what kind of added to the excitement for it. Is it was completely unexpected, and I couldn't have named another sequel that would have made me more excited than that one. That's definitely toward the top of my my list by a country mile.
Yeah, same.
Love it.
Well, you saw the video. I was like, it was like, what was it, 7 a.m. where I was, and I was just sitting. I just come back from the gym, and I was just like watching this. I was like, oh my god, it's actually happening. I cannot believe this. I was like, where's my camera? I was like, I'm in a hotel. I've got like shitty mics, all this stuff, and I was just, oh, it's insane. It was
We're gonna be able to feel the track rattling in our face, dude. You're gonna close your eyes, and the enemies are gonna start moving around while you're not looking. Oh, so good.
Were you
Yeah.
guys like me when like you're just watching the video and then you just see the tracks and like it like immediately populates
Yeah,
in your
oh,
head
yeah.
what you're watching? You just saw the railroad and you're like, oh no, is this what I think it is? Holy crap, yes.
Yeah, I knew it immediately when I was looking on the PlayStation blog. Super excited. This was before the email debacle. I was super excited. We have a price. We have a release
It's all
date.
good now, Wes. It's all
And
good.
then I scroll down a little bit. I see there's a link for games. Oh, there's a link for games. And I click into it. And the first thing I see is a railroad track. And I'm like, oh, no way. No way. And it was exactly what I knew it was. So yeah, I'm getting excited reliving reliving it right now. Talking
Was
to you all.
nobody excited for Tentacular? Or am I?
Oh,
just-
stop.
That's the biggest thing. Like there
Well,
was some
Cosmonious
games in
High
that
is gonna
showcase
be
you
there
just
too.
wondered why the
Cosmonious
fuck are,
High?
why are
Oh.
you showing this, man? Aside from great for those devs, like man, they were jumping up and down that they were in that showcase. Everybody else is like, what the fuck is this? Very bizarre.
What
I
about
thought the worst was including like the free upgrades in the announcement. Like, oh, by the way, and don't get me wrong, these are cool upgrades, but we all kind of know that these upgrades are coming, right? Like, people, I think putting like pistol whip in an announcement like this detracts from the overall excitement of the good stuff, the new stuff that they put in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
because if
even
you don't-
okay with Pistol Whip, but why the other ones are weird, you know?
Well, you only know that Pistol Whip is noteworthy if you've played it before. Like it's not like this like title that like is widely regarded amongst just regular people that is like a perfect VR game that you need to play. So it's not exactly a selling. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
Well, that's
it is,
kind of
but
the
for
weird thing
PSVR
about
one-
this. It's kind of the weird thing about this, right? Is we all kind of expected that Sony would hit the ground running trying to sell VR to the mainstream. But if you look at how they marketed the launch of this device, it seems very much tailored to PSVR 1 faithful, doesn't it? People who
Yeah.
are already in VR. Like they haven't done really anything to sell VR to people who aren't already in the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I just took another look at the email that I got to pre-order, and it says 10 a.m. Eastern on November 15th. So everyone
morning.
who has this email is pre-ordering in the morning. Am I understanding that right?
Yes.
Yeah, but
yeah.
but we all don't have the 10 a.m. email. Mine
no?
is the
11
11
ones.
a.m.
Yeah, I have the 11
Uh,
a.m.
you got an hour early.
Oh, nice. That's right.
Son
I'm
of a
better than you
bitch.
guys.
You
What's
how dare you?
How dare you?
Rude.
What's the game for everybody? Like not an announced game, but what's the game that everybody would say is that will turn all the naysayers about PlayStation VR? What could they announce? Like I know there's probably going to be at least 5 more titles going to be announced. What's the one game that you think can turn everybody and go, wow,
The
now
Alex
I'm
is
going
gonna
to get
blow
one?
up.
Yep.
Go on.
It's
I
Alex.
disagree. I disagree. Alex has been on PC VR for 3 years, and the world didn't go out and buy PC VR. I don't think it's going to be any
I
different.
just
with
want to
PlayStation.
say, Wes, right? I've been to a couple of game shows now, and a lot of people were very surprised to see Quest 2 and no wires and stuff, and they had bought a Valve Index and Half-Life Alyx, played that game, and then sold it. And that's the weird thing. I don't understand how you can have that wow factor and then walk away, but they were just fans of the series of Half-Life, and the only way they could experience that was in VR. So they bought the whole kit. Which how much was that? $1,000 for everything?
Yeah. just for the headset.
Yeah, and,
Right.
and well, the game come with it free, I believe. So, yeah, $1,000 laid down to play one game, and then they sold it again. So, I do think Half-Life Alyx could be one of the games. It could be one of the games. It could be included in it, but
I think
I-
if they announce it as playable on PlayStation VR 2, a lot of ears are going to perk up.
I agree. I think it'll sell a certain segment of the PlayStation 5 owner base that doesn't have a PC that's always been interested in Half-Life. I think those people would buy a headset. But if you're talking about really attracting masses and selling PS5s and selling PSVR 2s, you need something like Grand Theft Auto Online VR. Something
Yeah, I
like
can't argue
that
with that.
would bring everyone in.
Right.
You're right.
I
You're
think Fortnite would be really huge too if they could, and we know that they're working on it or it's coming to the Quest 2 eventually. So
I've heard people say Gran Turismo too. I mean, I'm not a huge Gran Turismo fan, but I know I've heard that one.
That's
as well.
coming. That's
Gran
cool.
Turismo was amazing on
getting that.
PSVR.
Yeah.
It just never had any
Mhm.
multiplayer. That was the problem. I mean, that
Yeah.
was
Dude, Wes, I think you hit the nail on the head with Grand Theft Auto, man. Like, especially if it's online.
'cause that's
like, that
multi-format as well.
has something
it's not
for
a PlayStation
everyone.
exclusive. It's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking
There's-
for. You're looking for the game that everyone can play on every system, and then it comes to VR. That's yeah. Because I see people in the chat. They're like Spider-Man, The Last of Us, Uncharted. There's a lot of those games are PlayStation only games. So you're looking for something that brings everyone in. You know.
Can you imagine GTA 5 online where you're playing with all those different platforms, right? But you're doing other shit that they can't do, right? Because that would draw people in, right? You're playing with your flat guy, you're playing on your scene, you see somebody doing shit that in VR that you couldn't do with
Body
your player,
tracked. Body
moving
tracked.
your hands, your arms, doing whatever. You're
Hanging
gonna
out of a
wanna
window
feel-
with a machine gun.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, dude, I need that. I need to get in there. That would definitely bring people in.
It'd be like Blue Shirt Guy film or whatever it was, whatever the film that was. I can't
Oh,
you guys,
you guy.
don't think it's
A free
like
guy.
Free
you-
Guy.
so you guys don't think it's
What the Bat?
Star Tenders or anything like that? Or
Yeah, what the bat? I think.
Any
is
kind of
what it is.
cooking-
Tenders.
Paradise.
What the
Look at
Bat
VR
looks
Paradise
really
Gentlemen's
good. I looked at that today. What the Bat looks really good.
The song for what the bat is the best.
I was thinking Marineverse. If they announced Marineverse for PSVR
Oh,
2,
dude, I'm sold.
over.
You could feel the wind on your face, Eric.
Oh my
You're
god,
good,
right.
dude.
I could smell the bird shit. It'd be amazing.
Just give me Tarzan VR for PlayStation VR 2.
Yes.
Oh, why is
Just
it
give
gone
me
this
Tarzan.
way?
Oh, why
Why
did
is it
you
gone
go
this
there?
way?
Everybody always has to kick Tarzan VR while it's
Poor
down.
Tarzan.
Oh, man.
It's
Fun
never.
train.
It's always down. That's the problem. I would kick it if it was up. But I wouldn't.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh,
I love
dude.
it. I love
Literally
it.
kicking Tarzan in the face on the floor.
Yeah,
So-
right.
So
He's already got a
wrong.
bloody nose and he
Let
just
him
took
up.
a big kick.
Is episode 2 coming out? Did they do another episode as well? 'Cause
I
it was
think
episode-
it's over. I think it's over.
Yeah. What was the next game that they worked on? I forget which one. that
No, they
was
published
there.
Twilight. They didn't work on it.
Yeah.
Twilight.
The Twilight-
Yeah.
Twilight Zone, yeah.
That I didn't hate the Twilight Zone in
Oh.
VR. Like a lot of people talk smack
No, I
about
liked
it. I didn't hate it. I thought they did.
I
a
didn't
couple
hate it. I
things.
thought it was good.
No, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was better than freaking Tarzan. We'll say
I
that.
think
Miles
the
ahead.
third episode was really good. I thought you kind of needed to play the first two to kind of get the full effect in the third one, but the third one was really cool. I really enjoyed the third episode of it.
Yeah,
Lou's
there's a
review.
mechanic in the first one that I thought was really clever and I didn't see coming. And
Oh
when-
yeah, that
yeah.
was great, man.
that was really good.
Lou's
because you
reviews
forget
just-
about it, right? You
Mhm.
forget about what.
Yes, yes, you do.
Yeah.
I actually think he's right here. He said COD, Call of Duty.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, that would do
Oh my
it.
god,
that
dude.
would do it.
Yeah, for sure.
I would flip, man. I would absolutely flip. There would be
Everyone
so many
would
people you
play
could bring
that.
in.
Everyone would play that.
Well, let me
In
ask you
VR,
though, do you think if they brought a Call of Duty game into VR and made it a proper VR game, that the Call of Duty faithful would really take to it? Because these guys have been holding their game pads and sitting in their chairs like this for decades at this point, and it's like muscle memory to these people. You think you're going to get them out of their chair and moving around doing VR? I don't know.
I think
Some
if you
people you
saw-
would.
Yeah.
This is the thing. People are gods. Like that, like Wes is saying, like Todd is really good at those type of games. And he probably would be not a good case example because he would still play it in VR. But there are going to be people that are going to want to play it the way they've always played it because they're really good that way. And now they're going to go in and they're going to be holding this gun and they're going to suck dick and they're going to die all the time. And they're going to be like, this sucks. And then they're going to put it down and walk away. So hopefully they'll give you options to where you could do it either way. Because I think it would be cool.
Hopefully the matchmaking is really good, right? Like tiered matchmaking so that they're not getting owned by like Wolveraza on day one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
kind
right.
of think to myself that imagine if like Dr. Disrespect did a video of Call of Duty Warzone in VR.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
I mean, that would
And I'm sure it's coming.
We'll
Once it-
legitimize it
hits.
right
maybe
almost
one
right
day.
away.
Maybe one day. I know he wouldn't. I don't think he'd promote any bullshit. That's for sure. But
Sorry if this takes this in a completely different direction, but I need to ask, especially Roots. But have you guys seen this Final Fantasy 14 stuff?
I've
the VR mod?
seen it. I have not.
Yeah, there's a VR mod now, a flat screen to VR mod for Final Fantasy 14, which, if you're unfamiliar, is a fully fleshed out MMORPG. Right? It's not like Zenith. Yeah, like Zenith is like not fully fleshed out. Like it's built from the ground up for VR, and I really enjoy it. But you can level cap in that game in no time. But that's not going to be the case if you play something like Final Fantasy 14. So I was just wondering, have you guys seen it? Is anybody interested? And if so, and maybe someone in the chat has played it, I'm curious, does the experience translate well over to VR, right? Because MMORPGs mechanics make sense for a flat screen interface, keyboard and mouse, but like what happens when I go into VR and I'm like, I have to kill 50 of a single creature, to like finish a quest? Like, is that going to become repetitive because I have a headset on? That's it.
That's a good question. I have not played it myself. I never really got into Final Fantasy too much with the chocobos and all that stuff. But I think playing a legit MMO in VR sounds really intriguing. And my friend is a huge Final Fantasy fan. I'm sure he's already looking into going in there. So
the only one I've done recently is Gunfire Reborn. Did that today. That was it. That is exceptional, to be honest. That was
It looks good.
It was really good. Again, like you go in there and they even had be haptics. So you're like,
I want to do that one.
How do they do that? How do they do this stuff? I don't even understand how they do any of that, to be honest. It feels like a native VR game. I don't know.
It's going to get better and better too.
The modders are just getting really good, man. They're just they're like to be honest, they're like all the Gen 1 VR devs. Every time they do one, it's better than the last one.
Right.
Yeah.
And
wait till the injector comes, right? I mean, that's going to change things. Every game. You're going to do every game.
Do you think there's going to be some developers, some companies that just going to have to do something else, that they just like, because these games, and that game you're talking about, gamer tag, is not even a AAA game, but the depth of it's going to be on a different level compared to most games that a lot of these devs are doing. And then if they don't step up their gameplay, there's not going to be a place for them very much longer. It's a weird place to be in.
Well, there's definitely the majority of VR gamers who are never going to be bothered to do any kind of modding. I would say, I don't know what I would guess, but I'm going to say 75%. I'm going to say 25% of VR gamers are willing to like download games, do a flat screen to mod. I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't know, but I'm going to say a vast majority are never going to be bothered to do anything like that. So
I agree.
We do need native VR experiences still.
Well, I'm not saying we don't need native VR experiences. I'm just saying the bats. Well, maybe that's not even a good example because people really love that game for whatever reason. But some of the bullshit, it shouldn't be there to begin with. And so like it has to disappear, or these devs are going to be finding themselves in an even worse spot where nobody's buying their games because the games are even getting easier to do. And we now, and of course this is a weird example, but Half-Life 2 is through Steam. And as soon as we start seeing mods do that, fuck man, there's nothing. You don't just download it, right? Like there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
And so modders are getting easier.
Do you know what I haven't heard much about is the PSVR 2 hybrid thing that everyone was buzzing about. That seems to have just died. Like literally, it was like wow, whop, and it just stopped. And I have real concerns about that. That whole feature, because I was a bit like, I don't know. Even though I do enjoy playing games like Alien Isolation that uses an Xbox controller and stuff, I still feel that I don't think anyone could argue that it wouldn't be made a little bit more immersive with touch controllers and being able to actually grab objects in the game and doing that stuff. So I kind of worried that with the hybrid thing, it would just be stuck to a controller. And I would enjoy it. But
for some games, they have to be. It has this. We were just talking about this on our show, at least for Returnal, like at least being in third person because there's so much shit going on.
Oh, Returnal is amazing.
There's just certain games that wouldn't translate to a touchpad or touch controls, right? And so it would make no sense. So like I think would be game by game basis, I would think.
Yeah, and Preydog has shown with the Resident Evil mods that you can make a game that does both, right? A game that you can play perfectly in third person with the gamepad or in first person with motion controls. It's doable. And if one guy can do it with a mod like that, certainly like Capcom can do it,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Alex is right. Yeah, he's doing the money. But yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap up the show. Unless anyone's got anything in particular they would like to add to today's show.
What do you
I think
guys think Brad's doing right now?
I was gonna say I think we killed Brad when we started talking about software.
It'd be rude. Whatever he's doing, it's rude.
He was
Yeah,
like,
somebody
they're
must have
talking
found a new-
software. I'm out of here.
Somebody must have found a new string that references the Prism feature in the Steam VR firmware, and he has to go attend to it really quickly.
VR, yeah. But,
I
I'm
will
gonna
say
guess
that
sandwich.
Oh, sandwich is good. I will say that Just Go VR is in chat, and she said GT that she is going to CES.
Ooh,
oh wow,
If for another reason, if you want
everybody's
to go.
going.
we played Zenith together. I think it was last night. It was quite funny. It was,
You played Zenith last night?
yeah, doing the
Zenith?
Celestial
Wow.
update.
I've been thinking
Oh,
about
yeah.
that game, man, and like I really want to play again. I just don't know if I'm gonna wait for like the next major patch to get in, or maybe I'll wait for PlayStation VR 2 and start a new character then.
That's the
That's
thing.
a good
Like,
idea.
I do feel like these guys are building up to this stuff. 'Cause have you seen the new update, Alex? Have you heard anything about it?
I've heard about it. I saw a video, but I haven't been in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're definitely working really hard. Like really hard. I remember going into Zenith, right, and not knowing what the fuck I was doing really, doing a couple of the missions, and I remember like streaming it, and I was getting to, it seemed to take me quite a while to get to like level 4, level 5, something like that. And this now features a whole training mode that takes you through the story, through like the Hogwarts place that is now in there, and then you go, and then it all, I don't want to ruin it, but things happen. Then you go down to where we know, like the fractured planes, and it takes you through a journey. Instead of just chucking you out there and hope you get on with it, it actually takes you through a narrative, and to a point where then you're released. And
Yeah, we just had Andy on the show on Between Realities like a couple of weeks ago, and
Yeah.
he said that like the starting area, if you played Zenith before, it's a whole new starting area. Like that original starting
Yeah.
area is gone, and you have a whole new beginning to the game.
yeah, and I believe you end up in a whole new dungeon as well by doing the tutorial stuff. So, yeah, I should have a video out on that. Hopefully tomorrow I can try and get that done by. But yeah, it's just you just know they're working hard. There's still bugs and stuff, unfortunately, but they're really trying to make it happen, because I think that game had a massive, well, it just exploded and everyone was fucking covering that. And then I think from what I heard, because obviously doing what we do, making content, you tend to just be like covering, you cover, you get in for a little while, and then, you might complete it if it's like Resident Evil or something, and then you move on. So I heard that it sort of died down, the player base.
Yeah,
Because of the
if
level
Zenith
cap.
would have come out on the PlayStation VR 1 back in the day when that was the only headset I had, and I was like playing Firewall almost exclusively, I would have lived in there. Like I would have lived in there if that was a PlayStation game that I had in my earlier days of VR. And I think that it will be the case for a lot of the people who are new to VR who get the PlayStation VR 2. They're going to buy Zenith and be like, "What the hell? Oh, here's my new life. I'm good. I'm in here now." And I bet you people are going to play the crap out of that game on PlayStation.
But is there enough to live in there? Like Roots has said
No.
all along. I mean, you're a big World of Warcraft fan. To me, I don't know if there's enough in there to live in that, and that's why the problem where there's nobody playing it anymore. Everybody hit
You're not
40
wrong.
and they stopped.
You're
They
not
need
wrong.
more.
It's different. I just watched this video recently from Asmongold, and he was talking about, and I actually kind of admitted to myself of what my ideas of what an MMORPG is different. There's different variations, right? Because it's massive multiplayer online, right? But that doesn't mean that it's going to have all the depth that World of Warcraft has. What I've realized is that Zenith is a 100% not for me. It doesn't have what I want. It doesn't have the end game for me. That doesn't mean other people aren't going to enjoy it, but I think that's part of the problem is when people hear it's an MMO in VR, that's what their first thought is World of
Was it
Warcraft,
Sword
and
Art
they get
Online?
in there.
I thought it was Sword Art Online. Was the one.
Well, that the TV show, yeah. But I mean, as far as gameplay wise, and then you get in there and it's not for a lot of people, and then you would like Alex did, and you get to max level, and then you tune out because there's nothing left to do.
Yep.
So it's a problem, but at least they're working on it, right? And I know that if they're working that hard, I have faith in them. Doesn't mean that it's ever going to be for me, but it doesn't need to be for me. It needs to be for everybody that loves Zenith.
Yeah.
And, so.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But if
absolutely.
I'm an MMO maker, I want you. You know what I mean? Like I want the guy who plays World of Warcraft to like play
Yeah.
my game and be like, holy crap, oh wow, this is it, you know. So I think that they will definitely have more work to do if that's what you're saying, because I would be trying to convert you if that was my game. I want the people who are addicted to MMOs to come into my game and play it.
I just want to jump
Yeah.
into the chat quickly. So we got where have we got? Disco VR was talking about the mini games we were playing, like Connect 4 and stuff. Diego says compared to release, Enif's got a hell of a lot more to do now. Wolf Riser said, "What about Alicia?" Absolutely right. I remember
true.
featuring that game.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I even forgot what was happening in that game. You know, I think the video done quite well for me. So there's obviously a bit of interest in it.
Somebody's gonna hit it. Somebody's gonna be the first real MMO in VR, and it's gonna be amazing.
Nostos. It's going to be Nostos.
Yeah, it's gonna be Nostos or Orbis VR. Nostos.
Oh,
was-
Orbis.
Oh man, that was early. That was rough.
What about Lon? What's happening with Lon? That's out
Coming
this week,
out
isn't it?
Thursday,
Yeah.
bro.
Has anyone played it? Anyone got any thoughts on it?
No, we had the demo.
I
in our
hear
chat
the
last night.
developers are not very friendly. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
You're too funny,
Put him
man.
down. Yeah. Nah.
Oh my God.
But they were in our chat last night, and they said that it's got full physics. It has a full campaign with a narrative.
There's an
sounds-
arena
I mean,
mode and multiplayer. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
I watched
It
the
looks
trailer.
amazing.
I remember watching the trailer from 8 months ago, maybe, and it looked fantastic. Now, and the new one looked a lot more in depth, but the game looked like it was a lot slower than what I saw before. So
Oh, really?
I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
I thought the gunplay looked amazing, though.
It looks
the
great.
action looked great.
It looks
I'm
great. What about?
Because we knew it had story. I was worried about the gunplay. Like I wanted to make sure that there was going to be good enough action in it, and I think that's what they showed in the, in the demo, or in the trailer. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. What about the one from Blair? What is that game? I can't remember it now.
Lo-fi.
Lo-fi.
Yeah, what's happening with that? Has anyone been keeping up to date with the updates on that one?
Perpetual development. He just keeps adding to it, because people have been critical and skeptical about whether or not this game's going to have enough content. So he's literally just adding everything to it. Oh, this week we'll put a racetrack in, and this week we'll put this thing in and that thing, and he just keeps adding things into it, which I'm fine with. Polish it for another year if you want to. I just hope it's good when we finally get in there.
Yeah. I
I'll play
already
it on
paid for it.
PlayStation VR too.
Yeah, that'll be the way to do it, right?
Yeah. What
Frostpoint's
about
coming back?
what about-
Frostpoint's coming back? Some static in
No.
chat says Frostpoint VR Proving Grounds PC VR December 1st.
That was actually, that was coming to us by, I think, quite a well-known developer, wasn't it?
If
Frostpoint.
that's true, that's cool.
Who
Because
was
yeah,
It was
It had,
Frostpoint.
I mean, they closed up all the servers on it. It was pretty cool, man.
I remember being part of like the beta or the alpha or something.
Yeah.
And there was people in there. The game was okay. I mean, it didn't wow me, to be honest.
It had like a lot of good ideas. It just didn't implement them all very well. Like it was a PvE, PvP kind of thing. Like when you were in a map, it was a multiplayer map, like you're going against other players, but there was like players versus enemies in there too. So you could get killed by a number of different people.
It didn't even go on sale, did it?
I
No,
think it did, but it died like right after.
No, I don't
Like,
think it went on sale. I don't think you could
thought-
buy the game.
No, not now because they closed all the servers, but it was live for a while.
That's got to be terrible. You sure they sold that game and then closed the servers?
They did, yeah. They sold it for
Wow.
for like 6 months. I know they didn't
What?
make a year. I know that.
Wow.
Oh wait, Substatica said it was December 1st, 2020. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes more
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, good
I
job.
was like,
Good job, Substatica. Way to
that's
go.
not around. But here's something interesting. So that team that built Frostpoint VR is the team. And correct me if you guys know anything differently, but is the team, and like it's that engine that is driving the X8 from X8, that new
Ooh.
game from Thirdverse.
From Furtherverse.
Really?
Yeah, that's like it's like a hero shooter, or no, it's like Valorant. It's like Valorant in VR.
Yeah, I know the
And
game.
like they actually used the skeleton from Frostpoint to build that game.
Very cool.
wow, that's interesting to know.
What do you guys
The
think about
legacy of
the
Frostpoint lives on.
the Hell Split Arena being delayed? You happy about that? Did you look forward to it?
Are you talking about
Hell
Hellsweeper?
Sweeper?
Oh, Hell
Hell
Sweeper,
Sweeper,
sorry,
yeah. I love Hell
Um,
Sweeper. I don't know. I guess not a lot of people have had an opportunity to play any
I
builds of
played
that
it. It
game.
was awesome, dude.
I
I
love
played
it.
like an early build, and I
Alpha.
thought,
Yeah, the
yeah,
Alpha.
yeah.
I played it in Gamescom. Vertigo had a booth, and I played it there. I played the Quest version there too. It's pretty awesome.
I love
I,
doing
I think
backflips.
I think it's interesting that they're waiting to launch it. Because I felt like the alpha was better than a lot of the VR games that were out at that time. So I can only imagine how much better it is now. So I don't know why they are. It may be a marketing thing. Maybe there's a PSVR version that's unannounced that's coming right around that time. But we always err on the side of we'd rather wait for a game than wait for a patch. And we typically don't get too disappointed when games get delayed. We just take that as a sign that it's going to be right when it launches.
Yeah. Now, if it comes out and it's fucked up, and then we'll have a problem with it. You know, that's the worst, is like a game delays and delays and delays. And then it's like they didn't fix any of the problems that were, you know what I mean, from the early build. And you're like, what was the delay for? So
I had good fun with Hellsweeper, but I found the alpha more narrative based and more like of a focused run than what I did with the beta. The beta was like, you can do everything and anything all in these areas, like a sandbox kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had a much better time with the alpha. So I'm not sure where it's going to go. You know, I don't know. But either way,
Well,
yeah, I agree with all you guys. It's all about...
I put out a Hellsweeper VR video on September 2nd, 2021.
wow.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we're just still chilling. And it was fun then.
11
Yeah.
months
Over a year
and 1
ago.
week ago, bro.
Yeah,
Oh.
dude. A long time.
Sure. Cool. Well, thank you ever so much for for coming back for the show. All the way up to Christmas, man. Are you guys up for that? Are you guys prepared?
Let's go.
I'll try. You know, I got a bunch of traveling and stuff coming up, but that's
You're a big
kind of one of
deal.
the
You're a
beautiful
big deal.
things. Well, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. You know, and it's one of the beautiful things about this show is that, you know, if one of us can't make it, like Skiva, for example, he's in Florida
I
right
miss
now,
Skiva,
going
man.
to the
What's up, Skiva?
amusement IAPA. Yeah, he's there setting up for Vertigo Games right now. So, you know,
Oh.
if one of us is traveling, or, you know, other people can fill the spot. That's one of the cool things I like about this show, you know, and you never know quite who you'll get every week.
Ooh,
Yeah. That's true.
it's very true. But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone in chat as well. Like, you guys have been absolutely fantastic. It's been great reading all your comments. It's been awesome, because I think all of us get to look at the chat a lot more because there's so many of us who can talk. So yeah, I've just seen that someone said Brad was probably getting his maid's outfit on.
I know.
I just seen that.
I was really
Oh,
expecting him to
that'd be
pop
amazing.
back in, like in the full cosplay, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. But yeah, thank you guys for being on the show again. I really look forward to all the next episodes. And thanks to everyone in chat. And I'll see you all next Monday.
See you guys next Monday. Thanks for having us, GT. Thanks, chat.
Yeah.
Bye
See you
bye.
guys.
Later, everybody.
Stay easy.
Stay safe. Bye bye bye
Bye.
bye. And good luck with your pre-orders tomorrow.